Let's see. All right, that looks good. That's looking good. That's looking good. And that's looking good. Let's get it going.
What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
They already hate us, so let's make them matter. Ooh, they say we extreme, yeah, I hear the chatter. I've been Christ first and the rest don't matter. 2 a.m. we run up on my back, so going no dramatic. Make America golly again, that's my favorite MAGA. And I rap my Bible verses than your favorite pastor. Overturn Roe v. Wade, cut them babies matter. If I rap about murder, I bet I'll be their favorite rapper. But I rap about God and family, so I get banned. Sorry that I don't believe a woman is a man. And this a war with good and evil, tell me where you stand. You know only the wicked flee, that's why I never ran. Ay, it's about the kingdom, not about the money. Ay, bigger than one man, it's about the country. Ay, they brought up inflation by and found it.
All right, we're going with Skynet again. Oh, this thing again. Edit. Sorry about all these. Every time I try to change it, get back to what it was.
That people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not gonna get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Somebody gotta do it. Hey, let's go, Brandon. I keep a drum like I'm Nick Cannon. Hey, let's go, Brandon. Pandemic ain't real, they just planned it. Hey, let's go, Brandon. When you ask questions, they start banning. Hey, let's go, Brandon. Hey, let's go, Brandon. Hey,
Oh, that wait.
let's go, Brandon. I keep a drum like I'm Nick Cannon.
I'm always looking for.
Let's go, Brandon. You ask questions, they start banning. Let's go, Brandon. let's go Brandon. Hey, hey. Biden said the jab stop the spread, it was lies. I remember how you wrote, but you haven't opened your eyes. These politicians are demons just in disguise. Look at Kyrie Irving and Nicki Minaj. Look at Australia, that's what's coming next if we don't stand up. Stop complying with them taking our rights, it's time to man up. Republicans voting for red back laws, that's just what I can't trust. If you ask what's about the vax, then they gonna ban us. Hey, this is about control, everybody knows, everyone.
Sorry about that, getting everything set up, everyone.
I just hit the road, I do what I want. I can't sell my soul, market about to crash. This is what you chose, ruining the country. I've been best to go. You gon' take the mark, I take narrow roads. I'm a man of God, I can never fold.
All right. Brother was one.
Pandemic ain't real, they just planted. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. When you ask questions, they start banning. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. I keep it drawn like I'm Nick Cannon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Pandemic ain't real, they just planned it. Hey,
all right, back to the game.
Let's go Brandon. You ask questions, they start banning. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey,
let's go Brandon, and it's clear that man a rat. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Now the Taliban a threat. Hey, you planned it, now the Taliban is standing on our neck, chanting death to America.
Nice.
You are barely president. Listen, I don't think you hear, man. Let me make it clear, man. Better keep your hands into yourself. That stuff is weird, man. I wish I could take you in the back place, smear the queer, man. You could take the vax. I fear God. I don't fear man. I'm on gear 10. Believe me, we ready to
All right,
rumble.
I am going to
The only
get this
play
stuff
the
set
Joe
up
can
here.
execute is a fumble.
Yeah. Let me see if there's a team first, and then from there I'm gonna work on it.
I'm a Christian, so how do I say this? Let's go, Brandon.
let's go Brandon. I keep it drawn like I'm Nick Cannon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Pandemic ain't real, they just planned it. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. When you ask questions, they start banning. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey,
let's go Brandon. We know he capping. Patriots out in the street taking action, hunting us down for speaking the truth. Beat on the pedal to save all the youth.
All right.
Media lying, ignore all the crying. They build them back better, but only the Taliban pilots on strike. But to Joe, it's irrelevant. Open the border, lose all the order, divide us up so they know that we never win. But we united, we here in the stadiums. Everyone chanting it, seeing it slandering, Biden collapsing, and Democrats stealing it. Hey, we look at Joe. Can we get a refund? How about some mean tweets? Joe is a crook and he knows how to deceive. FJB is the motto in these streets. Let's go Brandon, sing it with me.
Brandon. I keep it drawn like I'm Nick Cannon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Pandemic ain't real, they just planned it. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. You ask questions, they start banning. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey, let's go Brandon. Hey, hey. I am not wearing no mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, they're not taking either one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots rock with me and I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know they won't. Real patriots coming through, ain't talking Brady and Gronk. I'm a right winger, hey, but I'm with all the smoke. Do you wear your mask? No. Are you gon' get that vax? No. Are you gon' censor yourself? No. You gon' get the government your straps? No. You gon' let them take away your speech? No. What if they ban your track? So? What if they ban your social? So? Are you gon' turn up to the max? Yo. And the message to the GOP, you will never be the left. If you tryna be the left, that's the way to beat yourself. I'm done compromising values and I'm not wasting time. Transgenderism should be illegal, make abortion a crime. And they say Bryson, boy, calm down. Now I cross every line. If they gon' push their beliefs on kids, then I'm about to push mine. I am not wearing no mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, they're not taking either one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots rock with me and I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know
Okay.
they won't. Patriots popping out, Democrats always selling out. First they took my Instagram, now the feds trying to take my bands. 4G auto pricing great in DC with that pipe on me. MAGA culture icon, won't catch me with no mask on. I'm the mayor of MAGA. I'm with my gang.
So we won't use their numbers. Different.
POIB for President Trump. We the people, what's up?
I am not wearing no mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, y'all not taking neither one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots.
That's not what I wanted, but
I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know they won't. Real patriots coming through, ain't talking Brady and Gronk. I'm a right wing nut, hey, but I'm with all the smoke.
Look at me now, look at me now, look at me, look at me, look at me now. No one can bother me, not in the slightest. I'm yelling victory, throwing your towel. I'm taking my shot and doing it well. I'm saving myself, no need for the bell. I'm giving it everything, all that I got. I'm conquering battles, they raging my thighs. So I take one step at a time, fall into formation.
okay. So nope, we'll do that. We'll go lower.
You may reap what you sow, but I'm gonna reap what I write. I put in the work and I do it a lot, cause you're gonna see me when I'm at the top, ready or not.
Actually, yeah, I'll do that. Nope.
Did it for her, my two sisters and bro. Gave her my freedom in order to grow. Sacrifice more than you ever would know. Defended the nation for foreign invasion. Got in information for the next
That way they're not the exact.
station with that motivation. We ready for war. Ready for war. Regiment full of pride. Step by step marching, we in the stride. Operation training to survive. Like the hero before the fought and died. We continue the mission from day to day. Praying to God that he make a way. Out of all the things I want to say. Sorry, mama, that I couldn't say.
Okay, now I got some names. Now I can go back to paying attention. There, I'll go up. Sorry about not being able to respond. Looking. Yep, it's working. Okay, that's all. I gotta get back in. Alright. Do I have? Probably have mentioned. I'm gonna make bots here. I'm gonna have bots on bots and bots. Edit costume, and we'll save us that way. They're all the same. Stick with what I have, and we'll just change a little bit. So, move the shoulder. They are less. They are less. They are not the same bots. Change the back too. I'll save them for the other guys, actually.
Y'all want to learn something today? The dead is at 20 trillion. One bro for the middle wake up.
bots. What's this? Change the back. Celestial. Do they have it? Probably. Oh, there's. Yeah, but that's not. The elemental folder. Technoid.
Should read the road to serfdom. Claim they love the poor, but their policies hurt them. Giving them power, but is it really worth the trouble when you productive and your means get nerfed?
The meat doctor.
Pride seems to rise, living standards, but man, it will politic if he ain't got the answers and damage up in economy if he is envious. Immediately run the other way if he is leading you.
Claw turn. They do look villainous now, that's for sure. That I like it. Gun turret. The last bot's definitely gonna have gun. I thought I saw a bigger backpack. I don't know if that's a different build that has it. Yeah, because the gun turret will go in the next model up then. Well, yeah, no, these guys won't get that. Get something different. The meat doctor. Yeah, they don't get in close combat though. That would be cool.
They just lie. I do not comply. Ring the alarm. They want a needle in my arm, trying to do me harm. I might disappear and buy from choir mass on planes. I don't fly. I do not comply. Ask Caitlyn Biddy if they require mass and I don't buy. Pay me for my speech, thought it was free, but I see that's a lie. Regardless, I'm fly. Got a message for the FBI. January 6th was lit. Hey, I do not condemn. They said I love guns and it's true. Two-way for the win. Real MAGA gang, fade MAGA, do it for the.
Yo, what's up, Irishman? How you doing, brother? Yo, what's up, Guns? How you doing? Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I noticed a couple songs showed up in my other YouTube video in the list, but there's no like DMCA or demonetization or nothing like that, or somebody else claiming the monetization, by the way, Henry. Chill out, my dude. Chilling out. Yeah, I hear you. I'm on Thunder Spy currently. L2. That one monocle eye. Targeting system. They have a single eye that looks like it belongs to the scatter from Dragon Ball Z.
I have me on the record saying to
That's
you,
not it.
take a chill pill. I don't
That's
I don't
it.
need to take a chill pill. Here.
Nope. Yeah, I figured as much with all the costume options. Yeah, I know it's there. They give you the option to put 2 on, so you can make your characters look like darn near anything and change the colors. It's always awesome. Might put that even on my other guy. These are going to be my bots, so and make the first 2 look the same, and then the next level up have something different. So all my pets are going to have this. I'm going to save this so I can have it as a building block for the next one. Save. D91. Save. Alright, everything else will stay the same. Plan to change it. Next. Alright. Edit costume. Gotta load. Look at all the bots everywhere now. The swarm of nanites. This is what I'm going. This is my bot build here. I wanted to make robots. It's robots in time, so 2 powers. I've never made a bots character. I wanted to. I take that back. I did make a bots one, but I didn't get 4 with him. But I don't even remember what my other secondary was. I think I made bots. I might be wrong. Oh, I gotta. Ooh, I can change her weapons. I forgot about that. Let's edit costume. Load up. Upper body. You get to pick the weapon? Is that a negative? Lower arm, chest. I guess not. Their weapons stay no matter what. Yeah, I don't see weapons as an option. Oh, you only get so much. You can see the weapon in their hands. It attaches to their wrist. Alright, next. Edit. Bubble Bots is my favorite. Well, Bubble Bots is the classic. I remember that on live. Everybody that had bots had bubbles. My friend made a Storm Bots because he didn't want to do what everybody else did. And I liked his Storm Bot build. It was really good. And I didn't want to copy him, so I didn't make that. But I ended up making Storm and Demons and like them. So they turned out good. Alright, go over here. Over here, we're going to upload. Because I'm changing stuff anyway. Well, I'm not changing a lot. Actually, yes. We're going to just load up. I'll keep the rest the same. I'm changing the shoulder pads and the back bow. Those shoulder pads instead. Back's gonna change. Back detail. He's getting the arms. The last one is gonna get the gun. The turret. He's gonna get the claws though. Him and his buddy. So I'm gonna save this. So I have this. Because he's a repair bot, right? He gives the team bubbles. Alright, save as. Save. That way they're all not all identical. Look at the swarm. The auras, they all have the spiders. And it's awesome. This is gonna be ridiculous. I love it. I love the way it's coming out. The robots. The horde of bots. I am the bot swarm lord now. It's a shame that the aura doesn't do anything, but it's still cool. He even has a different wrist weapon than they have. They all have different. We all have different shoulder pads and different specs. Well, the smaller ones are going to be identical, and then these two will be identical. Metal class. The third one will be different. He'll have the torrent, the guns, even more guns. All right, I think I'm good to go. I'm gonna look for a team now. All right. Go. Do that again. Any red stuff. Why is role playing showing up? I didn't ask for that. Click looking for proof. I know there's a way to get rid of them. I don't know how you turn certain things.
Now, that video in particular has been removed on YouTube for medical misinformation. And YouTube is working hard to get rid of the copies of it as well, because it's medical misinformation.
I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. YouTube
Edit tab. Ooh, I can edit stuff.
when number one and they ain't gotta say I'm selling
Select a
dope.
channel.
We dropping hits and they ain't like no, we ain't going woke. They try to ride away.
Villain
but we
zone
ain't in
event.
the same boat. I don't take planes, I'm just whipping everywhere I go. I don't comply with mandates, somebody let them know. Ay, I'm not retracting nothing, what did I say? Ay, I don't do the mandates cause I'm not gay. Ay, I'm a gamer, don't confuse it, I do not play. I run the game, keep running like I'm trying to drop weight. Ay, bad Wi-Fi, they don't get the picture. Two twin ARs, call it sister. I work for God and you do it just to get you rich.
Oh, I can't.
I really risk it all,
Oh.
and that's just the difference with us. Ay, High Point born and raised, and that's where I'm from. I love God, love my
And I
country,
guess I
and
need
love my
general in
guns.
case something
And if
pops
you
up.
ain't got two way, you better get you one. Y'all working for the cash, but I work for the only son. Ay,
All right, that's there.
Parker, but my stick came with a drum.
I knew there was a way to edit this.
James, he got talent, but he dumb. I ain't giving $500,000 to illegals when they come. How you black but voting for the men that give you crumbs? Ay, I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. I'm with all the smoke. YouTube banned my song, but now they got it cold. When number one and they ain't gotta say I'm
All right, that's good enough for me.
dropping hits, but I ain't like them. We ain't going woke. They try to ride away, but we ain't in the same boat. I don't take planes, I'm just whipping there.
All right, let me go.
I don't comply with
Do I have a mission up already?
let 'em know.
Let me abandon this mission.
Aborted fetal cell just to make the shot. Push Cardi B on your daughters just to make them thoughts. Push Lil Nas X to your sons, then they make them watch. They hated Jesus, I don't care if I get hated or not. I'm picking
Oh, there it
my
is.
favorite artists on the top block. Y'all let a MAGA wearing rapper in the top spot. I'm really black, y'all praise Obama, but Barack's not. And I
Where's
think
this?
out over the world and I will not flop. Rap Alex
Do I have to go back to Mercy for this?
artists in the country. They can't control me because I'm not in it for the money.
Probably,
Don't
yeah.
even curse, but they still ban me because I'm not a dummy. They try to ban Dave Chappelle and I
All right, I'll go to Mercy just to get this.
speaking on my
And
name, but I'm
then
not in the
I don't have to
beat.
abandon it.
Busy fighting evil rulers and I'm fighting
Can I just call him?
But if you gon' say my name, then tell the truth at least. Stop comparing me to rappers that ain't any
Good, I don't have to go there. Thank goodness. All right, contact. Find contact.
I'm with all the smoke. Hey, YouTube
No.
banned my song, but now they got it cold. When number one and they ain't
Okay,
gotta
good.
say I'm selling dope.
In the midnight thing. Oh, he's Port Oaks.
When number one
Eight.
and they ain't gotta say I'm selling dope.
I'm gonna go to the ferry and see what the level requirements are. I know I don't have to click any of this anyway, but... Okay. Okay. No, not a team. Crafted. Accuracy. Do I have enhancements? No. There. Alright. That's really that cheap. I'll get them so I have them ahead of time. Yay. Okay. Get 4 of these. Perfect. Didn't have 4 of them. Defense. Up in the market, I guess. Dorns. Production. That's all. Bidding. See if we can get it for cheap. But, no. I'll need it. Is that all 5? Yep. Healing. Oh, definitely gonna need that. None available at the moment. I'll have to make it, probably. I won't need anything till level 25 anyway. Probably end up making it at 25. This damage. I think that's good enough for the time being. Just like... Alright, let's go to the ferry. For what level the ferry is. What? No! Ooh! What the heck? Automatically throw me into a freaking respec. I didn't even ask. I didn't even ask me. What are you buying? What are you selling? Hey, come here. I got something for you. Respec. No! I didn't say that! It's a level 50 zone! I'm not level 50. I'm just joking around. Hey! Hey! It's my range here. It's my level range. Let's not get murdered. Though we are murder bots. Oh, I guess that didn't work. Yeah, I don't have it. I want to sell you junk. A quartermaster. Alright, I'll give me a contact here soon. Alright.
They don't have substance, toughness for a buck, no compass. All I need is one cut and you forfeit any movement. Corpses, rigor mortis, gorgeous when you leak like this. You can see a real man when he's in a crisis. All these fake heroes feeling righteous, fall silent when they see the real violence. Wanted to be you Try to sell fake dreams to all the youth. Try to push all might like the rest all right. When the rest all talk, really all no bite. So I'm learning every single last one. And that's
Everything's level 30. Well. Alright, let me find the contacts here. Paper missions. That. Oh yeah, there we go. Fakes. Oops. Council. Do I deal with snakes or the council? Could kidnap a person. Magical bits. The firewire virus. Oh, there we go. The quickest way to deal with mankind. A virus.
What's going on? God-fearing, God-toting patriots. I love the Second Amendment. God gave it to me. Not one politician, not one government legislation can take it from us.
Back to the map. Get bodied. Get bodied. Be assimilated. They keep spamming that. I'm tired. I don't know why I'm seeing role playing at all. Thought I fixed this. Edit tab. Okay. Edit tab. Not allowed to leave it, huh? Okay, I removed it. Now click OK. Maybe that's what happened. Looking for group. Zeke in here? Because I should be. Zeke should be.
And I want to make this clear as well. If you want to come and get my rifle, good luck.
Look, okay. Alright, hopefully it's out of there. Because I don't want to deal with that. Chat's moving along and I'm like, I'm by myself. I want to see their chat, I want to be on their team. Down you go. Nope, nope, I came from this way. It makes sense that they're nanites and they still have like the fully automatic weapons appear on their bodies then vanish. That'd be cool if they made a class with that. Where's this virus at? Alright, let's find it. Aha, more tunnels of fun. Need to get level 20 so I can... hit. I found presents? Yes, give us all of your amenities here so we can turn you into nanites and further the cause. A laptop. Windows 98. The Omni-Man. What's up, friends? Looks like a setup key. Uh-oh. Mission accomplished. Now it's your time. Good old-fashioned water. Get bodied. Yeah, the next thing they need is accuracy. Bah. Just run around, fight some stuff, get another mission going. Find members, sure. Plenty of people online. Yeah. Low level hero. Higher. Only a handful, they're all heroes. Really? Alright. I know they had something to do with that anyway. What do I deal with the big knight stuff? Teleport to contact, yay! Oh, I'm not at docked. What are we doing? Got available missions, huh? Heal the Nectus Council. What? Council? Okay, you got it. A file that can destroy all of humanity. Help me make the nanites stronger and faster. I've missed! You fool! Down you go. You will be assimilated. We are here to secure our future. Friends! They've brought us more materials to make more nanites. How nice. What server? Thunder Spy, my good friend. Thunder Spy. I am bots in time. And I will show you my evil creation. Look at all of the spiders. That is the aura. The aura of all of my pets. These are all my robot pets. I've converted them. You can change your pets on Thunder Spy. I've made the first two, T91 and T92, identical. And T94, because T93 is going to be identical to T91 and 2. P9, 4, and 5 will be identical, and 6 will be different. The final creation. Of course, they're all going to look similar to me, but different. I'll change them more later on if I feel like it. I have to do more research on the Terminator wiki or whatever I can find. Trying to make them Skynetish. Apparently, the T90 series means they don't have an ectos. They don't have living flesh. It's them without flesh. Like the T101 was Schwarzenegger. The T102 was the other buff dude from the 80s movie. I was looking that up earlier, and I saw the T90 series as ones without anything. I've missed my volley. That's Mewtwo with the pink fire. That's what that is. Is that Mewtwo? It looks like Mewtwo to me. Yeah, there's plenty of low-level heroes online right now, but I'm level 14, and I'm a villain, so not very many of them online. I think I'm the only one. I gotta get to level 20 so I can do my tit missions. Become rogue. Pretty much all my characters are either vigilantes or rogues. And on this server, there's unless they changed it recently, there's no just going quickly from one to another. You have to do the tit mission still, just like on live. I know Rebirth still does that too, though. It's not the only one.
When I walk, the gravel trembles underneath. When it's time to battle, all you see is trails of tumbleweeds. And when I speak, the air
Already got
I breathe,
that.
it hits you in the teeth. I ain't even drawn a sword, and you can see
The map.
the defeat. I'm a beast with a power level you cannot believe, and I feast on the opportunities I can't release. I'm at peace with the blade. There's a crease in the page that I save. Special for you, I unsheathe and you spray. I don't play in the bulls, we just bleed in the pain. We ain't worried about the fame or the clean. We can game. Julius, I never seen through the same frame.
Stick this bear down. Well, I'm gonna set this other one. Mission's accomplished, but I didn't finish it yet. Get out of here. Right. Now it's over. Yes. I've gained a temporary power. Nictus. Nictus Shadow Step. Alright, let's go back to our contacts. Apparently. And it's timed. Pile of garbage in front of the door. What is this, Portland? Maybe Chicago? I don't know. It's one of these cities. Maybe it's Camden, New Jersey. Newark. I don't know. Could be parts of Millville, but it's too built up. Millville ain't that big of a city. Have Nictus extracted. Yeah, I don't. I'm going to come in here and destroy everything. That's what I'm going to do. don't think I was good. And I'll help you. You're not. Are you following me? Oh goodness! Right here. Guess he's not. I guess he's following me and ain't out. All right, bots. Time to MDR here. 187. Get it done. Get it done. Erase him from the timeline. That's right. Get wrecked. Quiet. Comments. What's up, Henry? I had work today. I was fixing some pipes. That's what I was doing earlier at work. They had me doing plumbing work. They had a pipe that broke earlier in the season. It rusted through, and finally got it dug out and fixed. That's what we were doing today at work. Now I'm home and enjoying my time off. We had to fix a couple different pipes today, actually, 2 different sections of the facility. So it was a pretty easy day, in my opinion. Surprisingly, tomorrow I am back on the Kubota though, mowing the slopes. Back on the slopes. How was your day? Oh, that's right. Go down. You're still alive. All right. Thank you. Oh, yes. Levels. Even more powerful. My mic is on. Yep, it's on. Sure, people can hear me. Yeah, pathway. Apparently, boys to get here. Hey, look, friends. All right, dude. Boy, I'll slow you down.
Tell me where you find the nerve. Protected all your freedoms during the years that I served. When you're right, that you covered by the first. God, family, country, those are things that I can serve. Yeah, it's a patriot party. Land of the free, which I don't celebrate hardly. Mega train from the east and then the west, we departed. Created our own way, now everyone yelling naughty. God, so a patriot. God, fear patriot. Love for America, and I catch a lot of hate.
Down you go. All right. The singularity is your future. Yo, Dark Sign, how you doing? I know it's about since February. I was on last weekend. I've been coming on now. I think this is yeah, since I have the number 6 up. This is the 6th time I've streamed since I've been back. So I've been doing it about 3 days a week at the moment. Schedules are changed now. Just life, you know, life be happening. So. How's everything been for you, man? I've made myself the bots. I am Skynet, and then these are my bots. I'm on Thunder Spy server, and these are the beginning of the army. The T90 series. I couldn't do T90 base because they already have that. So I made T90 1, 2, 3 will be another regular, the drones, and then protector bots will be T90 4 and 5. Get ragdolled. Yeah, I've been good. Changed jobs at the beginning of the year. But that's not always a bad thing. Hopefully it was a good thing in your case. My wife's, on the other hand, same job, but different location. They closed down a facility and transferred everybody, and she has not been happy about it since then. So... So she's got a different, same pay, but different position. That's more stressful. I can't complete this objective yet. Why not? Oh, I guess I gotta destroy everyone, huh? This mission completed, but I didn't grab the glowy. Don't run. Going to slow you down more. Now you can only walk. Can I do it now? Or does the doctor do it? Do I talk to the doctor? I can't do this yet, so I guess I have to come back to this mission. Did I ruin it? Did I kill somebody I wasn't supposed to? I had a time limit. Yo, what's up, Gil Bombs? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I see you posting a lot in the politics chat, and I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No, you're good. I'm streaming live just to give you a heads up.
I'm aware.
Okay, cool.
If it's something you don't want to talk about?
Oh, no, I talk about everything. You know me, for the most part. You know, I'm trying to stay off of certain, what would be the proper way to say it? Certain foul language I'll try to stay off of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can respect that. I was just curious about your opinion going forward with the recent issue in Texas.
Well, I'm pro 2A, and they wouldn't have these problems if they allowed teachers to carry weapons. I don't know that school's specific situation if they did allow or even had armed security, but from what I saw, at least on a couple YouTubers shared, they made people wait outside, and the police didn't even go in for like 40 minutes, knowing what was going on. So I don't know if I wasn't there.
So do you think teachers have more responsibility than police to sacrifice their lives?
They don't. I didn't say that. They should have the option if they want to carry to carry. There are a lot of veteran teachers out there. One of my science teachers was a Vietnam veteran when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't disagree with the option, but what a mandatory.
I mean, they can have one of the other YouTubers I follow, whose channel is called God, Family, and Guns, said if they want to continue down this path, he said, why not? If you have National Guard, assign two to every school, two National Guard that are trained with everything to do that. They're already being paid. Pay them the time that they're going to be there, their National Guard pay, and put them there 5 days a week, have a rotation or something. He didn't say all that, but that's what essentially his gist of it was. That are officers. Like, you have armed security at banks for money. You don't have armed security at school. I mean, you have metal detectors, but you're not stopping anything. It's just like a gun-free zone sign. It's just like a no parking sign here. People park in no parking sign spots all the time. They park next to the fire hydrant. They know they're not supposed to. They run the red light. They run the stop signs.
Bro, I drive in Idaho. I know. It's the worst driving I've ever seen. No one knows the rule of a four-way stop. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you stop, and whoever's there first turns next.
Yes. I will be turning, like, right, and someone will be turning left in rush hour traffic, and they have to go, and then they, like, wave me, and I'm like, what are you doing? Anyways, there is 2 points. I will play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
But I will present both points. When you have armed guards, they're in a premeditated attack. They're usually the first people they go after. They're the first targets.
Yeah, if the person goes there and actually has a plan, obviously they're going to go after the biggest threat first.
Right, but also,
that's somebody who doesn't have a mental problem then. Most of the time, everybody's like, they all have mental issues. They're on these drugs. If they are on drugs, they obviously have mental issues. If they have prescriptions or whatever that they're ignoring.
Well, let me play devil's advocate to my own point. There is a statistic when there is someone armed on site that casualties are significantly reduced.
Yes.
That is true. So both sides pose their own complications. What I want to ask you about is, this is obviously a multifaceted issue. This has more to do with than just purely gun control or purely mental health.
Well, part of it's immediate. As I said this when it first happened with the shooter in Buffalo, that because what the media did, you know, I was stating this with my friends online and Thunder Spies Discord as well, that somebody's going to be copycatting because they want the attention. That's just it. And I honestly, with the Buffalo thing, with the thing coming out with the security guard there being involved with the whole the motor situation, making that alternative fuel source motor. There's been conspiracies going back to the 70s from that thing. So I mean, this stuff's just all kinds of problems over there. That and a well armed, very accurate 18-year-old who supposedly has no history of any of that stuff is a big red flag too. I mean, if you saw the video that they had floating around, dude was obviously trained.
Okay, yeah, but I want to deviate from the Buffalo thing for a second.
Yeah, back to the school thing. You mean?
Well,
or just in general.
I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Each dealing with different topics. First question, I agree with you 100% that the media is the perpetuator in this largely, because why are schools the most sought after targets? Second question I have is...
Gun-free zones are the most sought-after targets for the most part.
Oh, true. But, I mean, school shooting... I mean, it's 250 school shootings. So, there's a large proportion since Sandy... I mean, you could point to Columbine, but I think it mainly started snowballing after Sandy Hook.
Actually, this all started with the term
now they're...
homeschool. You know, this was way before media did that shit.
How many school shootings have there been since Columbine to Sandy Hook?
One of the guys in my that I follow, God, Family, and Guns, told me there were 2 of them from the 1800s. And he was saying it's looking a lot like the 1800s nowadays, and he was obviously hinting to Civil War because of stuff like this. Right before the Civil War happened, they had 2 school shootings in the 1800s and 1850s. So, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, but you're talking about 2 to 250.
Well, I mean, if you want to go by mass shootings of the year, I mean, 90% of them weren't at schools. they were, if it's 4 or more people shot, and they don't have to die, they just have to be shot. And most of them were in very deep blue cities with strict gun laws. Obviously, showing that statistically, strict gun laws do not help. They make things worse for everybody.
Okay, do you believe that you have to provide a background check to own a weapon?
The systems we have in place now, Jersey's overstepping immensely. Where I live at, apparently, they're terrible.
I just meant like in general, like not any specific state or anything.
Well, they're doing the NICS check now. The NICS check that's currently in place.
What you're talking about
should be enough. Do I believe it should be there according to the Constitution? No, unless they want to change the Constitution. I believe the law should apply to everyone equally according to the Constitution. It states it that way on the 14th Amendment, Section 1, equal protection under the law. The law should apply to everyone equally. I should be allowed to purchase and own the same items the military, the police, any government official can have. I should be allowed to have all of that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, but what if you have like schizophrenia?
That's why we got background checks.
Okay, but this guy passed a background check. So should we get rid of background checks and just allow everyone who has a mental illness to purchase guns?
Evil.
Or should we... Okay, but here's my point, right? Is the background check failed, and now 21 people
all right,
dead,
let's go back a couple years.
In critical condition.
Let's go back a couple years. They had an Air Force guy...
Who else died? 19 children, 2 teachers.
They had...
And his grandmother's in critical condition.
The background checks have failed before because of the government itself. And just like the other situation where the person had mental problems, again, I think that whole thing was very glowy, personally, because of there's a lot of shenanigans there with the whole Buffalo situation. But a couple years ago, I think it was in Texas too, they did a background check. A guy was given a dishonorable discharge, meaning he can't own guns because he got discharged dishonorably. I'm an Army veteran. I know how it all works. I was never dishonorably discharged. That guy should not have been able to buy a weapon. And I believe he was in a domestic dispute and was able to go get a weapon, and he killed his ex.
Right.
In that situation.
You're saying there should be, regardless
the
of
government should be the government should be fined for not doing its job. If it makes laws that it doesn't enforce, the government's responsible for all the damages then. And then the law should just be repealed at this point if they can't enforce their own laws or uphold them or do them accurately, then that law just needs to be erased. And they should just let the people figure out a way to deal with it. I mean, if enough people were armed that wanted to be armed, the casualties would be far less, obviously, or might not even 100%. Happen in the first place because people would be scared to commit things like that. And they should just make if capital crimes, if you're 100% guilty of a crime, the death penalty. I mean 100% DNA, video, enough witnesses, period, everything has to line up. They should have public executions like they used to deter these things. Because
listen, I'm not. We're getting away from the point I was trying to ask. Right?
We're too soft as a society.
Well, that's the problem.
Hold on. Okay, so what you're saying is every person should be armed. And
that wants to be.
They want,
That wants to be, correct. Okay. More people. Okay, let me rephrase this. More people should be armed and ready to kill people who will enact acts of violence.
Yeah.
Than
with a gun.
Restricting people who have clear mental illnesses from accessing guns.
You're not going to restrict it. It's not
Well,
going to happen. in
see,
this
the
country.
problem with restricting
They don't
people
go
that
off the
you claim
streets,
have
yeah.
mental illness. I'm not saying people do or don't, but
You're not going to restrict anyone.
some
from
people
owning a
don't
gun.
have problems at all,
okay,
and then
I
one
won't-
day they decide to drink too much, and then they do violence to themselves, to say the least. mean-
Okay, and that's another good point, is because in Texas you only have to be 18 to buy a gun, but you still got to be 21 to drink. So
I think you
you're
should have to be
more
18 for
responsible
everything
with a
across the
gun.
board, personally. Everything.
I don't disagree. I don't know. I made some questionable choices at 18.
I mean, I'm sure I did. I signed up for the army like a dumbass, but I mean, so.
Well, I actually heard the worst point today. I was listening to this radio, and they were like, 18-year-olds should be able to buy weapons. And this was the language they used. I don't agree with this. But they said, because you're forced to sign up for the draft,
Yes.
you should be able, and that you have an obligation to kill and die for your country, that you should be able to own a gun.
You should be able to gamble, drink, shoot, do whatever. The legal age they want to consider an adult to do anything, it should be across the board the legal age period for everything.
Yes.
Not, the
100%.
arbitrary thing of having 18 and 21 is stupid. I mean, in Germany, and I know this is America now, I believe in Germany.
Hey, dude, 16, but I'm saying
16.
16 to drink, 18 to drive. I know.
Yep.
But it's 18 to own a gun, 21 to drink.
Yeah, makes no sense here.
It doesn't,
Yeah,
no.
it's
And I
not.
agree with that, 100%. Because these kids have no life experience. We've stripped them of life experiences.
Oh yeah,
stripped
well
them
they
of
used to
what it's like.
They used to have firearms
And
training in
then-
school. I mean,
Hey, I was heavily trained in fire. I mean, I've shot multiple guns. I've been using firearms since a very young age.
It's
I'm
not that hard to
very
learn
familiar.
firearm safety. It's very easy to learn it.
well,
You
that's
gotta
not
learn.
true. That's not true, Henry. It depends
It's
on
easy
your
for me to
upbringing and
learn it.
depends on who you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
it does depend
I
on
was
that.
given a gun after I was given a BB gun, a 22, and I was shooting at the same target.
22 is a great starter gun.
Yeah, I was shooting at the same targets. Me and my brother also were shooting BB guns at each other like numbskulls. So, not exactly. You don't just give a kid another firearm after you've given them a toy gun that they've been pelting each other with
That's what
immediately.
you teach them.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, is there's a whole lot less of that nowadays than there was before I was a kid. I'll say it that way, because
They need
the
to bring it
army,
up in
though,
schools,
I
man.
may bash the army about certain things, because especially the way they treat. Well, that's the government, how they treat their veterans. But anyway,
Yeah, I agree.
the army gave me the right discipline and trained me properly. I 100% agree with that, because I grew up in the ghetto. Henry knows this, and a lot of poor life choices until I joined the military, and that helped me
Yeah,
put my path more straight and narrow. Helped me out quite
Okay.
a bit.
which is
I
good.
want to rewind a little bit.
Go ahead.
Back to a point you made before, because we're getting a little off topic and talking about different things. Because I came here and I just tried to ask you a couple questions. Now we have two other inputs, which is fine. Like, I don't care. My question is that so you said that if you're dishonorably discharged, you should not be able to own a gun, correct?
That's according to the military. That's the way
According to the military.
Accord-
Do you agree with that?
I do and I don't, because honestly, it can be, you could piss off a superior and he just not like you and get you dishonorably discharged. That's the same for any job. They can fire you wrongfully. You'll have to fight it. It's going to cost you money because the government has all the money, and you were you. You know, it's hard.
Well, unless you're private pile.
Yeah, right.
But and I say that in jest. But do you agree that there should be some form of I won't say
They already have the
How do
NICS
I
check.
phrase
The
this?
NICS. Every
Right.
state.
Please don't
Okay.
say gun control,
Look.
please, because it doesn't work.
No. I'm not saying gun control.
Any
I'm
further
saying
systems are wrong.
limit people who can have guns. And I'm saying, with this case in Texas, where this 18-year-old
Huh.
who he cut himself in the face and blamed it on a cat. I tried to do that with scratches on my back after sex, and people didn't buy it. I don't know how you could cut yourself in the face and call it a cat. But somehow he passed a background check in Texas and was able to get his hands on an AR-15 and killed 21 people and put his grandmother in critical condition.
Well, he didn't have a record until, he did what he did. Evil can happen within anyone. That's why
Okay,
legally,
so are
law-abiding
you
citizens
saying
should have
that
the right to own a gun to protect themselves.
This is
from
Henry, by the
people
way.
like that.
Guns, games, and gadgets.
Henry, this is hi. I'm Gil.
What's up?
And hey, I'm all here for civil discourse. I don't care.
No,
your
we all
opinion.
are. All right.
I'm just here to have a conversation. I was really curious what Omnar would think, and I wanted to run a couple questions by him.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the only reason I was.
Yeah,
asking
I don't
about
like
it,
giving
because
definitive answers
I
because
value
there's certain
Omnar's opinion.
I value you too, Gil, because you're awesome, bro. With all the stuff you've helped me with in the past, for sure.
With like what?
You've helped me with my streaming and stuff when I first started and everything.
Sure.
Well,
I feel the love back because I'm still not affiliate after 18 months.
Really? Well, are you streaming regularly?
Yeah, usually once a day for about 2 hours. But I variety. I don't stick with anything. I have 2 people who come by kind of frequently, and my girlfriend's in Alaska, so she can't give me the third view. But I don't want to cheat it. I want to earn it. If that makes sense. Like I don't want to sign in on alt accounts on my own name with VPNs and shit. Like, oh sorry, I know no profanity.
You're good, bro.
The last stream, I guess you had to delete it because of some kids saying racist stuff.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's why I deleted it. I left it up on Odyssey, but they weren't saying it. They were joking around about stuff. It wasn't like they were saying it they were doing it as children, essentially, like trolls, teenage trolls. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, my main question is I guess going back to the background checks and guns, games, and gadgets. Henry, you might be able to give me further insight other than Omnar, and you may disagree. Do you believe in background checks? And you have to remember, like you're saying, the average American, someone who doesn't suffer from anything like mental illness or has the respect of a gun and knows how to use it in a capable fashion, which is like 95% of Americans who want to carry guns. Do you believe that they should have to go through a background check? And my second question would be, because this 18-year-old was able to pass his background check with clear mental illness,
but
he shot his grandmother. He shot his grandmother in the face, killed 21 people, and then killed himself.
Yeah,
I guess if you want
he
to
was
say
already snapping. Yeah, the guy was already.
Does that mean that we should remove background checks, or that the background checks were not enough?
Nothing when it comes to gun control, it doesn't work. We go through.
I have a mental illness, and I've looked up this. So actually, most states have it to where you have to have been institutionalized in that state at least once before they'll deny you a gun to a mentally ill person.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's my brother, by the way. All right, Demon Slade is my brother, and you can listen to what he says. Me and him talk about a lot of stuff. We have different views on certain political things, but we do agree with a lot of things too. He's more of an anarchist than a constitutionalist. My brother is.
I have a friend who's an anarchist. I can relate.
Yeah.
But no, that's my question. Is do you think that it's either we have to get so clearly the background check didn't work? Is my point. Because if the background check worked, he never would have been able to get his hands on an AR.
Well, did he have a background? I mean, if he didn't have a background,
yes, he did. To purchase a gun, he did have a background check.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, did he have a background that would have failed him from purchasing?
No, he did not.
Okay, how many kids with mental illnesses are institutionalized before they're 18? I don't know the answer to this. I had mental illness at 13. I didn't realize it until way later. Instead of just shooting people, I just have I became an alcoholic and have really bad coping.
I joined the army. Me and my brother had a pretty rough childhood. I joined the army, and I was allowed to kill people for the government. So I mean,
okay. So let me put it this way. I don't believe in the draft. In using the draft. Today's day and age, I don't believe in the draft.
I don't support the draft at all. After being in the service and volunteering myself, I don't support the draft. I support volunteers. If a war's worth fighting for, enough people will volunteer to do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I differ. I agree, but I differ a little bit because I think other than it's been what 40 years since we've been in an actual quote-unquote war, other than the war on terrorism, which is just any country we decide, whether
Including
it was
our own
Vietnam
anymore.
or
We're technically
Korea.
in a war right now.
With who?
Information.
An information war,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
Yes.
that's okay, but guns doesn't solve an information war. Boots on the ground doesn't solve an information war.
I mean, it's going to get to that soon. Especially if
okay,
Biden tries to
if
pass this gun
things-
control crap. It's going to
Well-
get to that. People will fight. People will use the Second Amendment. Fight.
Okay. Hold on. Pause. The term gun control is used so extremely and
See what's
vehemently and broad. What do you think gun control actually entails? Okay, let me ask you a
Doesn't
question.
do anything.
If you want to go hunting, do you? Okay, I will say
Second
that
Amendment.
it's okay. Let me rephrase this. Did they have AR-15s when they wrote the Second Amendment?
Doesn't matter.
That part
It
doesn't
should
matter.
not be infringed.
They didn't have an active military either when they wrote the Second
It
Amendment.
shall not be
That's
infringed.
that's what
Yeah, okay.
only
Amnar,
right
you
says
actually
that.
promote my theory that it matters because they didn't have an actual military.
15 is basically our muskets today.
each state each state
No,
should have
AR-15 is not a musket. It's not a muzzle
It's
loader.
basically not a musket.
A musket is a muzzle loader.
an AR-15 is a wonderful
It's
hobby.
a
That's
musket
what it
as
is.
today in
The thing is the
2022.
Lego of guns. It's the Lego of guns. You can make it into almost anything
It's
you
the
like.
most popular rifle in the country.
And it's not a war weapon either.
It's semi-automatic gun.
Yeah.
It's a sporting
I
gun.
hate
It's
when
not
people
full
accuse
assault.
that thing. They accuse an AR of being something it's not. It's not an assault rifle,
Hold on,
first off.
before- just useless.
Henry, let me ask you a question. What do you hunt with an AR-15?
You can
If
hunt
it's a sporting
coyotes.
gun-
You're allowed to hunt
You
coyotes.
can hunt small game coyotes, and
Yeah,
if you
small
want to get
game.
a deer with it, you
It's
can
a
get
22
deer.
caliber
No,
weapon.
Nothing that actually provides you substance other than just killing an animal.
That's not true. People eat squirrels. People
You
eat.
can use it
People
for-
eat. Small,
Okay, you shoot a squirrel with an AR-15. How much is left?
if you're a good shot at everything,
you can hunt
you
a
just
deer with
get
an
rid of the
AR
head.
as well.
If you're a
Just hit it
good
in the head.
shot.
With an AR-15, you can be a very good shot at 300 meters away with iron
Okay.
scopes, my
It's a
friend.
very accurate, yeah.
It's very
You're saying
accurate
you have an
weapon.
incredibly accurate, semi-automatic.
You don't have
Easily.
to hunt small
Hold
game,
on,
though.
let me finish. No, people are hunting small game. They're called third graders. Sorry, that was a little rough. I didn't mean that. That was a bad joke. You have a highly accurate rifle from 300 meters, that's semi-automatic, that you can fully customize, very easy to customize.
Too.
You know what?
How is that not like? How is that? You can do the same thing with a 22. How is
Yeah,
that?
the
no-
Ruger
you get
1022 is
the
very
point?
customizable as well. It's a fun gun to shoot as well.
But it's a 22.
A 22
I
can
get your
kill
point,
just as much as
but-
a 22 AR.
You
I
get my
mean,
point? Is it's like an
A shotgun is just as deadly.
right?
Shoots out 8
shoot, a
pellets
shotgun
per
will
shot.
hurt you shooting that thing.
Shotgun will fuck you up.
Just shooting a
It's okay
shotgun can
for
hurt
running.
you.
No, trust me, I love the Dave Chappelle joke about the shotgun in the home, like the
Pistol.
birdshot,
You can
buckshot,
conceal
birdshot,
that.
buckshot. I get it. Okay.
I like my
point-
revolver
okay, I'm
that
not,
fires shotgun
And
shells.
I'm not
kills more than
attacking.
200 people a year. Most gun crime is from the cities, criminals, and suicide. Mass shootings are very rare. They're just very politicized.
It's not.
Yeah, they are politicized.
They're very rare. It's fact.
Okay.
Just look it up. FBI
no,
statistics.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing. Okay, my point is, look at how. Okay, if you don't mind me asking, and I'm not gonna ask how old you are, did you ever have to participate in an active shooter drill in high school or elementary school?
No, and I'm
I had to-
27. No.
No, I'm 26 and I did.
I did. I'm
I didn't have
31.
to.
I'm 39, and we had to do the
We
air
had
drills.
those-
I'm
we
lying.
had-
Yes, I did.
Did you have to do the air drills in school? Nuclear
Oh,
air
I did.
drills.
One or two that I had to do
Air
actually.
drills were no longer a thing.
They were a thing when I was in
after
school.
active shooter Drills. Oh, they were a thing when I started school, and then they
Maybe
were no
that's-
longer a thing.
We don't have to do that.
active-
Hide under the
active
desk,
shooter
kids. Go
drills
to
were
the
more
basement,
common.
kids. We got the triangles still in my childhood school, man. The nuclear triangles for the safe fallout
Oh,
area.
the school next to me
Technical
is
drills,
actually a
fire drills.
legitimate fallout area. It's a nuclear area that you can.
Maybe we had insecurity in these schools. You know, we wouldn't have to do all that.
All right.
Yes, but so my question.
Politicians
Okay,
can have it.
let me.
Our kids have
Since I only got to ask like really one of my questions here to Omnar before I got a little bombarded.
Yeah, go ahead, boss. I'm sorry.
Do you think that it is a responsibility of children to avoid being shot in teachers arming themselves, or do you think there is some other way we
Other
could
way.
reduce? There's no other way.
Yeah,
We have to,
you know what you do? You
we have
start.
to arm teachers. We have
Arms
to
if they
tell
want
You
to.
kids-
start. You bring guns back in
No.
school and teach people how to use them properly, and teach them to respect the weapons like
You
they used to
cannot-
back in the day.
That is.
How is that a
Fucking
problem? They
becoming
used to do it back
evil.
in the 50s. That was a
Because-
common
Okay,
occurrence
Would
back
be
in the day.
Too evil.
Let me-
Evil is
let me
evil,
make-
dude. Come on.
Okay, no. Okay, you can say the evil is evil argument, and I think that's fucking bullshit.
It's not
honestly.
bullshit. Evil. No,
No.
evil criminals
No,
don't
no,
follow
no,
the
no.
law.
Here's
If I
okay.
was a criminal,
Here's the
I
issue
would
with
give
your
two shits about no law.
Henry. Let me finish my point, please. I agree, evil is evil, but using that as an argument for us having the most children like killed in gun violence, specifically targeting while they're in school hours, is not a legitimate reason for saying evil is evil.
He was an evil piece of shit.
He was. I don't disagree with that statement. I'm not saying he wasn't. But my point is, outside of arming teachers who want to be armed or teaching kids how to avoid gunfire, is there another solution to this problem?
Martial
Can we-
law.
No. Shut up.
No.
It is not.
I mean,
No
that is a
country
solution.
will
It's not a
be able
good
to do
one.
Anything.
No, but is there sure
Only
martial
solution
law?
is to
but
armed.
that's also how we how we quote unquote overturn false elections as martial law. But my point is there some way we can come up with to prevent evil? And I will say,
Roman told you.
it's just like drugs. It's not a supply issue, it's a demand issue. People who want to do heroin will get their hands on heroin.
Yeah, we need to
People
take
who
away
want to do illicit
Narcan.
drugs-
We need to take away Narcan from people. That way, if yes.
you're-
Look, I don't want my taxes to pay for it. If a drug addict wants to
Anymore.
pay for Narcan in advance, then let him do it. But I don't want my taxes paying for that stuff, man. People,
I
that-
agree with that, but my
Drugs aren't
point
going
is,
anywhere.
is when you have look at fucking Norway.
This is America. Fuck those other countries. This is America, not no Norway.
No, they made all drugs legal, and instead of having rehab be individually paid, they made it a public health issue, where you didn't have to pay an absurd amount of money to go to rehab. And they had about an 80% drop
God.
in drug trafficking.
I say,
You don't-
personally,
you
I
don't-
say legalize it all.
And
Legalize it all. Get rid of Narcan. If people want to overdose, walk away. And the problem will sort itself out over time.
I'm glad you're a Darwinist, and I'm sure you supported the pandemic for the same reason and celebrate the 1 million deaths.
No, I don't. I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying the weight of everybody else who doesn't want to carry their own weight. Is what I am. I'm tired of my paychecks getting cut in half. I'm tired of my paycheck cut in half, and me having to have mandatory overtime because places can't hire people because they don't want to pay enough for the people that they do have there, and they don't want to give proper amount of anything. Period. Our union sucks. The people were
Getting
quitting.
worse.
You know,
You live in a country that doesn't
We're
want
gonna be in a
unions,
recession
and they
soon,
want to.
right?
We're worse than we were in the Great Depression. Don't kid yourself.
It's
we-
coming.
No, we already are. It's $1,850 a month on average across the United States for affordable housing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's here, but
yeah,
you
that's
know,
that people that wanted that they wanted their pandemic checks.
They hit the fan.
Value.
They wanted their
It's just a
pandemic checks.
distraction.
Them people, man.
No, yeah, but you know what? People have been abusing the system way before the pandemic.
Yeah,
I
and
grew up
the
in a
system
town
abused the system this
that-
time. That's what it was.
That's it. Is people saw, they were like, hey, I get the system now. I didn't have to bullshit to the state about having a back injury. I didn't have to go through all these hoops. I just get it now. And you know what? That's my entire point. It's the supply it's not the supply that's the issue, it's the demand. That's how you fix a drug issue. Okay, let me say this. You can say druggies are druggies, and that's the whole thing.
Tweakers.
But majority of people who are tweakers or involved in hardcore drugs are introduced to them at a very, very young age under peer pressure, largely by their family.
Oh yeah, you're talking to me and my brother right now. We're well aware of that. We're well aware of that in my family.
That's my point. You gotta
Life's about choices, my friend. It's your choice to say yes or no. I decided not to follow in the footsteps of certain family members, and I have quite the different outlook.
It was weed.
No, not everybody makes the right choices.
For me, it was weed too. I just gotta say, for me, it was weed too.
I've still never done any illegal drugs to this day, and I started drinking at the age of 26 because, again, I did not want to be like my family when I got older.
Yeah.
Okay, weed is bullshit though. Weed is class 1 narcotic.
I don't care personally about any of it. Like I said earlier,
medically licensed in 28 states, and the definition of a class 1 narcotic is it cannot be used for medical.
I don't know what's taking them so long to legalize it federally, but
personally, I don't care about drugs. I don't care about them. Let people do them. I just don't want. I don't want my taxes to continue people abusing them. That's all. That's what I want. I don't want my taxes.
Okay, I'm not agree with you, but we should use instead of like. We should help the kids that are in. I had a cousin, a third cousin, granted, overdose at 14 from heroin.
That's not good.
Because he was in this area where it was like, do this. If you don't do this, we're gonna fucking kill you. Because now you know we do this. And it's like, you get put in those situations and you get hooked on heroin, then you die. And he started doing heroin at 12 because he got himself worked into this environment. And rather than being able to go to someone and break that environment, he thought he needed to abuse those drugs to fit in and stay with that environment. He had no outlet, no resource. And rather than providing,
I didn't have any outlets or resources. I mean,
why don't? Okay, that's my point. We should have them. Just because you didn't, that's like saying, oh, I paid $250,000 in college debt. Everyone should have to pay $250,000 in college debt because I went through a hard time.
Well, if they're going to pay off college debt, I want to pay off my mortgage. I mean, that's just fair.
We should go to college still, to be honest. Waste of money and time.
That's okay. My point is what you're saying is.
Look, if you go to buy a car, you pay for your car, you pay your loan off. That's what you do. Now, I don't agree with the perpetual freaking taxes on college debt or mortgage. I don't know why you have to pay a freaking an increased tax every freaking year. It should be a one and done. You pay 3.5% tax of the total right now, and that's it. Not every year it gets added on again. That is crime in my opinion. That's a criminal. What they're doing there.
My point is that just
that's it. Perpetual interest. I'm sorry, not taxes. Perpetual interest on a loan is criminal. That's criminal in my opinion.
For sure.
I still think if you go to college or you buy a home, you pay off your bill. You pay off your debt. If you want to take a loan out, you pay for it. That's why you got a loan.
Right. My question to you is because you had difficult scenarios in your life, do you agree that they should be equally as difficult for everyone who grows up after you? Or should it be easier for them?
No, me personally, I have plans to help, depending on what my outcome is later on in life. I have plans to help out. I have plans to help out things. Now, this is not a state, maybe a state's issue, but not a federal government issue. I want the federal government out of my pocket as much as possible anymore, personally. More and more so to where I'd rather have just several states have their own National Guard and not a freaking united military at this point, the way our taxes keep getting robbed. It's not funny to me anymore.
Giving money to the Ukraine
it's infuriating at this point.
Hey, I don't know. You talk about Ukraine, that's a bit of a...
I don't know. And that's got a lot of corruption there and a lot of wasted money.
Yeah, it's not a damn country. It's not a problem. We got our own damn problems
Ukraine is... That's... Okay, I'm not gonna get into that.
Didn't they have Nazi groups and stuff in that country? That country's not all that.
We have Nazi groups in America. Do you mean we're not a country? We have the KKK. We have the largest Naziist group in the fucking world.
What's your political ideology? Because it's, you know, I'm smelling a little bit of left.
Independent.
Oh, okay.
No, I registered as an independent. I believe in small government. I believe in personal rights. I believe that every state should have its right, but I also believe that there's a lot of things that are state rights that should be federal rights, like a driver's license. If you learn how to drive, driving should be the same in every state in the country.
Well, like my state doesn't want to give you a concealed carry. I think the federal government should have a training course, or if you are trained, like I'm a veteran, you should be allowed to get a concealed carry regardless of what your state wants you to have or not. That's because the Second Amendment is a...
and not have to get a concealed carry permit.
I can't wait to retire and move to West Virginia because it's constitutional carry.
Constitutional carry.
That's Idaho. Idaho, you don't need a concealed carry permit. And
Yes.
if you buy your gun and it's registered in Idaho, you can carry it in any state.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, New Jersey doesn't recognize pretty much anybody's except for federal licenses. They've arrested cops from Pennsylvania and New Jersey that had their concealed carry.
Carrying in New York City, I believe.
No, for carrying in New Jersey. I mean, the state of New Jersey, the state police have arrested Pennsylvania police before, and the governor had to release them. I think it was a corrections officer, but still arrested an official, another officer. Period, because our state doesn't.
Right, yeah. Okay, I was full of shit.
This state's a nightmare.
Okay, Omnar, you want to talk about taxes and carry permits? I lived in New York my entire life.
Yeah, New York City is worse than New Jersey as a state, but our state's worse than your state.
State is worse than New Jersey as a state.
My wife's parents got a cabin in the Catskill Mountains. That's definitely not the whole state of New York, and it's a beautiful area, and a lot less people have a lot less F's to give over there, and a lot more freedom thinking. That's for sure.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is every county except for 4 in New York State, and there's I think 32 counties, is red.
Yeah, it sounds like most states, like as they say, there are no red states. There's only blue cities.
I disagree.
I mean, there are no
blue states.
Well, Jersey's a blue state, obviously. So is California, and so is New York. But then again, there's a lot of big cities.
It's just based on population.
Yeah, the cities always vote, and they outweigh everything. I think our elections should be done electorally for governments, for our governors. I mean, it should be done per county, 1 vote per county. Because why is the guy from the city who has no idea how a farm works, putting rules on farmers and stuff? Then, I mean, they're gonna, if they didn't have stuff coming from other countries as it is, they wouldn't have food as it is. I mean, New York doesn't grow food all year round because it gets too cold during the winter, just like other northern states don't.
I agree and disagree. I agree because I agree in the New Amsterdam project.
I know. No, not New Amsterdam. New Hampshire, right? They have the.
No,
I don't know about the New Amsterdam. I don't know about that project.
The New Amsterdam project. Oh, so New York was originally called New Amsterdam.
Okay.
And actually, the only reason why New York City took off is because of their irregular coastlines. Buffalo used to be the biggest city because of the Erie Canal. And basically what it's saying is that 50% of the population lives in less than 5% of the land mass. I grew up in the Adirondacks, you can look it up. It's over 3.5, it's 1 million more acres than Yellowstone. It's bigger than the state of Massachusetts. And we have to abide by New York City and Buffalo. There's New York City, Buffalo, White Plains, and whatever fucking district Yonkers is in.
I'm aware that the state's controlled by 2 cities.
If you win New York City by more than 70% in any election, you don't have to win a single other county in New York.
Which is corrupt, in my opinion, man.
I agree, and that's why I believe in the New Amsterdam project. It's like, we have Washington, D.C., right? And that's in 4 fucking states. And they have their own laws, they have their own abiding things, they have all their own government. Why can't New York have the same thing? Why can't California have the same thing? Like, I don't just I'm not saying every state requires this, but when you have the largest, densest population in the country, that's not the capital of the country.
Yeah, I looked in New
Dictating
Jersey's history because of
laws.
this. New Jersey's constitution. They used to have an electoral college for the governor, and it wasn't quite by county because it had to be by population. So it was certain counties were together, and then they changed it. I think in 1945 they changed it to where it had to be popular vote. That's when they changed it. Something like that. I think maybe it was sooner.
Okay, let me ask you another question. I don't know what you affiliate with.
I'm a constitutional
think-
Republican, personally.
I'm a traditional Republican. I'm a little more center, but I'm like traditional Republican, if you will. Not modern Republican. I'm not that far right. I don't believe in that far right. I do believe in the Constitution. Just like anything else, I believe that's the idea of the Supreme Court, which I do believe in heavily, is the interpretation of the Constitution, which is what has led to like the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment. Like suffrage, like the right to vote, is a huge part of interpreting the Constitution. I do believe that interpretations are necessary, and that putting them in modern terms is necessary to an extent. I'm really concerned about the right to privacy at this point, and that's not something I want to touch on today because I want to
keep the right look. I know about the Roe vs. Wade stuff, and I'm worried that I just want them. Look, I don't want my taxes paying for abortion. If people want to do it, that's fine. I don't want to be guilty by association. I don't want to.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Yes, the state of New Jersey themselves said that they're going to do it too. Not just the federal. On the federal level, under Trump they took away money from Planned Parenthood because they couldn't separate. They couldn't separate it and prove that they weren't using the money that they were getting. That wasn't. They couldn't prove that they weren't using it for abortion. That's why they got defunded under Trump.
That's fair. Do you think that Planned Parenthood should be abolished?
As I said, I don't think taxpayers' money should be put towards it. If that's a private person's.
How much do you think Planned Parenthood's business involves abortions?
Look, apparently, again, businesses, if they want to be successful, they will find the niche that they need to have to be successful.
No, I live in an ultra red state where Planned Parenthood is abolished. There's actually no. There is one center in the entire state.
Jeez.
And I don't know if you. Okay, so this is gonna strike a lot of you. Oh, I'm on stream. I can't do that.
Okay.
Poe's talking about this right now.
I am familiar with Planned Parenthood, and I would honestly say 85 to 90%, this isn't an actual statistic, has nothing to do with abortions. It has to do with contraceptive, it has to do with planning literally your child, it has to do with checkups, it has to do with all these things, rather than paying a gynecologist and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, or tens of thousands of dollars over the course of 9 months to get ultrasounds and know if your baby has a heartbeat, or like your best possible solutions, or like things you might be able to do to prepare for it. It has almost very little to do with abortions.
Well, then separate it separate. Make an abortion clinic only for abortions and get it out of Planned Parenthood then. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay, listen to the title. It's Planned Parenthood. You're planning your parenthood.
Yeah, it's nice how the left uses titles for certain things, though, and changes the entire
You can say
subject.
left or right, but I don't agree with that.
And there's a lot of bills that get passed by both all the time, and like the Patriot Act is a prime example of something completely unpatriotic.
I fucking hate the Patriot Act.
So there you go. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. The names can be twisted all the time to make people believe it's something that is not.
Sure. Okay, maybe not call it. Okay, but what are you going to call it if it's not Planned Parenthood?
As I said, remove all aspects of abortion out of it, and I'm fine with it. And have
Okay, so
have an
then-
abortion clinic completely separate to allow people to do it there.
It would. It's not like it's a revolving door. It's such a rare case.
Again, I don't want my taxes paying for it. That's all I'm saying about that.
No, and I
And if
agree
look, and
with
if
that
an insurance
statement.
company wants to
No,
cover it, an insurance company can. I'm not saying they have to or they don't.
No.
New
You
Jersey
don't have
wants
worry
to
about
force insurance
You
companies.
just gotta go to Starbucks.
Insurance companies want the New Jersey wants insurance companies to pay for abortions to be covered under the insurance. They want to force insurance companies to have that. Our
I
governor,
agree
our
with that,
governor wants that.
only-
I want to say our governor
Okay.
specifically.
Only in certain circumstances.
I mean, it's not as bad as certain other states that pass laws where you can literally abort up to the minute of birth, but
Well, I'm
No,
pro-life.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
there are
Killing a
worse.
baby's killing a baby.
I agree with you. I agree with you,
In some
Henry.
exceptions, though.
Here,
but
it's more
still
murdering
killing
an
a baby.
innocent person.
No, I don't agree. Conception.
I
Look,
mean, when you
there's-
lay down, have sex.
My personal opinion, there's plenty of preemptive ways to stop pregnancy
Okay,
from
so
happening.
What if you're raped or it's an
That's less than 1% of the abortions. I talk about this all the time on X.
Yeah.
No. But you say all abortions. I'm just asking you about those specific things. Or
All right, the woman who's running for senator in Pennsylvania right now, was it Kathy
Okay, this
Barrett?
doesn't-
She,
don't care
her
about
mom was a
Kathy
rape victim. Her mom kept her.
Sure.
And I believe she's a Marine veteran too. Isn't she a Marine veteran, this woman?
Okay, but shouldn't that be the choice of the mother?
Ah, yes. I would love to choose to kill my innocent child.
Okay, so if you have Uncle Tom's
That's sarcasm.
fucking
Kill a
kid
baby.
at 13 years old and you're gonna die giving conception to this kid, are you not allowed abortion?
Look, I don't know what to tell
Because
you and
you're
all
gonna
that.
have an
Women,
incest-
I don't know how women think that way. My mom told me her whole life she was pro-woman's choice, but never had an abortion her entire life, and then later on in life became a lesbian. Never had an abortion, never thought about it. Well, she did think
Okay.
about it. She thought about it once. I'm sorry. She thought about it when she was pregnant with me, and that's the only person.
Okay,
She was
your mother
16 when she
raped?
had me.
Was she impregnated by incest?
That's less than
Was-
1% of the
was
cases.
Was your birth going to sacrifice her own life?
Oh, it depends on how one views it. Absolutely. She had to
No,
raise a
that's
child at the
my-
age of 16. So
Oh, her actual physical heartbeat. Her actual conception in life, she was literally gonna die, and you had a small chance to make it, and you squeaked it out, and you never had a mother.
if you want to go on, because the way the abortion people have it, mental health is one of them. If-
abortion people, no, I don't. I'm talking about. There's laws right now where
they say
conception
mental
was
health even,
planned-
and some of them laws say even mental health, not just physical,
Okay.
mental.
No, who was it today? Oklahoma just set a trigger
today,
law
yeah,
where
Tim
you're
Pool was
not
reporting on
even
that.
allowed to do Plan B. Or if a condom breaks or something happens,
Look,
and you go, "Oh shit!"
She
I
should
don't
have
agree
then.
with those laws that those Republicans be having on this, but you know, at the end of the day, it's still killing a baby. You know, illegal or not.
When do you think a baby is? And this
It's
is
funny. It's funny that all right,
People keep acting
Lio.
like
It's
they
funny
know.
you say that because there's a lot of people out there I know that say they're pro-choice that have never had abortions. Plenty of people I know like that actually, like my mom. But yet they keep
I am
voting that way.
pro-choice because pro-choice means that
At this
you
point,
never
pro-choice means pro-murder.
honor-
It's not.
Basically.
Look, the old
basically,
school
that's what it is.
pro-choice was fine and it was logical, but at this point they're talking about murdering babies the minutes before birth. At this point, you know that.
No. Okay, listen.
Because I'm a libertarian as well, but damn, man.
I didn't say I support any specific trimester, time, or period of abortion.
No,
I didn't. No, you can say, "Oh my God."
no, not me. I'm reading the comments.
I never actually specified, and I actually said that I don't agree.
Yeah, I
with
know you
abortion.
said you didn't agree with the last minute abortions. I heard you say
I don't
that.
agree with anything past 2 terms. I think if you are 2 terms pregnant and you don't fucking know about it, yeah, go ahead and have the kid. I think that there's a lot of things. People argue heartbeat. People argue a lot of things.
People
And the
use
thing
abortion
is-
as birth control.
No, I'm not saying use it as birth control. I'm saying, can you not use Plan B if mistake is Plan B murdering something? Do you? It's the difference between conception or Plan B is within 48 to 24 hours of that. Do you think something within 48 hours? I don't know.
No.
Do you think it's at conception? No,
No,
you have the right to think this.
This is look.
and I
I'm going to tell
will
you
not-
personally. There's
I will not
plenty of
fight you.
preemptive measures. There's a day after pill. There's birth control for
No,
men and
my
women.
My
There's-
point is Oklahoma is saying the day after pill is illegal now.
Well, see, that's
If
even
Roe
more
v.
extreme
Wade
than me.
gets
Then that's
overturned-
even more. I'm just saying there's plenty of
It's
preemptive
gonna be
measures
overturned.
to stop it. Right after you do it, you take both partners can have birth control, men and women nowadays. Not to mention condoms and stuff. Men and women, they sell condoms for women too, not just men. And then they have the day after pill. There are multiple ways to stop it from even happening from the get go.
My point is Oklahoma is declaring the day after pill illegal.
That's their choice. That's a state's right. Honestly, it should have stayed a state's right.
I agree.
Look at some of the states like
Why?
like California and what was it New York's the other one where you can literally have post birth abortions the way it's written.
No, you can't.
It's very
In
vague
New
the way
York-
it's written. The
no,
way
no.
Ah.
No, New York, you can only have abortions within 8 weeks of conception, or in terms of rape, incest, or if that will terminate your own life and the life of the baby. Those are the only terms of abortion. But if you want to have an abortion beforehand, it's 8 weeks. And I'm not 100% positive because I've been through Planned Parenthood. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I've been through the process.
No, I don't.
I had
care.
one done
Okay.
because I had someone lie to me about their birth control, and we conceived. And
Yeah, a lot of women are sneaky
Oh yeah, yes they are.
no, and it was
with these women.
okay. So
Thank
let
God
me
for my
ask you a
mom telling
question.
me. That's one thing my mom did tell me. Don't trust
I
women. She said they
didn't-
poke holes in condoms.
Yeah, that too.
She told me that when I was a
didn't-
kid, man. Before I was even ready to get down and dirty.
Get you knock them up, get you to knock them up,
and
they can put you in child support. And
My parents told
use the
me
government.
99 isn't 100. That's what my parents told me.
That's
99 isn't
smart
100.
too. 99 isn't 100.
So there can be freak things, but she lied to me, and just because she wanted to do the thing, not have a child, she just wanted to have coitus or whatever. I'm really not trying to derail your stream. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
I don't know. Look, I don't read the terms of service on anything, and I'm not too worried about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't like this whole thing where you're like, well, what do you know? And I'm like, I'm experienced with Planned Parenthood. I just,
Get right back.
my point is I don't want to derail you because you were live, right?
Yeah, I'm live. I'm live on
Okay.
Twitch, YouTube, and Odyssey. And Odyssey won't take it down. Twitch and YouTube might take stuff down, but I'm not too worried. That's why I'm on Odyssey
Okay.
too.
Well, just cut it. Fuck it. Just cut it from YouTube. No, my point is I don't want to demonetize you. I don't want to say anything that gets you in trouble. And that's why I've been kind of lax on what I've been saying. But that's why I know so much about. When I went into the waiting room with my worse half, I'd call her my better half, but I was the better. Do you know how many people were there for the same things we were?
It was probably a ghost town, I imagine.
No, there was like 9 people, or I should say like 3 to 4 individuals / couples. And we were the only ones there for that thing. because Planned Parenthood provides so much more. And if you want to remove that aspect, you have to move it to a hospital. You will never have a clinic that can operate specifically on that value. You will never have like, why do you think it's part of Planned Parenthood?
Well, you
'Cause
should
you
be
got
planning to be
private
parents.
docs.
You should be planning to be parents, not planning to not be parents. That's why it's called Planned Parenthood. I mean, I hate when whatever
No,
with the
that's
left or the
my
right
point,
take the
right,
test.
is you can't go to a hospital and request it because their insurance doesn't cover you doing that.
Oh, New
That's
Jersey's trying
the
to
way
change
the
that.
laws-
New
that's
Jersey's
the-
trying to
no,
change that one right there.
They should.
They want to make it
They
mandatory that you have to pay for that stuff in my state.
Oh, no. I just mean that, like, a hospital, like, you have to go to a hospital. to
Oh,
have
no,
that
they want to
stuff,
make the
not
insurance
a
company pay
plan-
for it. Oh, yeah. No, my state wants to make insurance companies pay for it.
Oh, well, that's neither here nor there. I paid for all of my own things. And I would do it again.
I pay for all my
it
own
was-
stuff.
Okay, I'm back.
We received the information very early. I don't believe in conception.
What you believe in?
What do I believe in?
Do you believe it starts at the heartbeat? You said the second
Nope.
trimester, so is that what you said
No,
before?
I don't. Yes, second trimester. Well, no. I believe. Okay, when are you declared dead?
Oh, you can be on life support and not, once you're taken off life support, you're dead.
Yeah.
It depends on your situation and your state, because some states are okay with that.
You're taking the piss out of me a little bit, Omnar.
I'm just.
You're taking the piss out of me a little bit.
Every state's different. They got different rights in different states. Some states you're allowed to kill yourself.
Should be no.
Yes, you're allowed to chemically kill yourself in some states. It's called assisted suicide, my friend. It's real.
Oh, yeah. I heard about
Welcome
that.
to New Jersey. You live in the most fucking.
No, actually, I
state
think that's an
ever.
Oregon thing. I don't know if New Jersey
No,
is
it
legalized.
assisted suicide did try to pass New Jersey.
I'm not
within
sure.
the last
I know the last one I
7 to 10
remember.
years?
I don't know. New Jersey's.
Probably later than that. Probably, I guess 5 to 7.
New Jersey hates its residents. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, where everyone goes to retire because there's no fucking taxes.
Yeah, they go to Florida. All the people from Jersey go to Florida. That's all I know. Like most of them. I'm not, but
yeah. Well, guess what? I lived in the part of the country that had the second highest tax rate out of anywhere in the country.
Yeah, New York City is the highest city.
No. Wasn't New York?
I'm not saying the state. I'm just saying the city.
Here's the thing. I lived in New York City for 3 years.
That's a reflex. Yeah.
They share the same state taxes, which is 8% on all goods, not grocery, domestic.
Yeah. You don't tax food here either.
Yeah, New Jersey doesn't
But-
tax food.
Yeah.
They don't even tax work
Oh,
boots.
yeah,
They have to be
neither
still.
does- New York doesn't tax anything unprepared or prepared. They
Yes.
only tax unprepared food.
Roman,
Yes.
do you want to get pissed off?
They do not tax unprepared food.
You heard about the update of that shooting, right, Roman? About the cops to not go into that school.
Oh, dude,
A
that's what I was saying. Like,
dude, a whole
okay,
hour.
so are
Yeah,
the
I know.
cops
It was
not
like
the
40
fucking
minutes.
issue? 45 minutes. Oh, plus,
well, close
and
enough,
one of the
shit.
people who argued against the police, they lost a daughter.
Yeah, and he was trying to get in there, but the cops was tasing the people that was trying to get in there.
Yeah. That's
up.
why I asked you earlier, Omnar. I said, are teachers supposed to fight and kill for their right when police
Apparently,
won't?
we should
protect the
send
kids.
police to school to be teachers. Then I guess. I mean,
No, but are the
40 minutes. Look,
actual fucking police, the
It's-
actual fucking armed police, not supposed
and
to
that's
enter
why
the
I
school?
believe we all should have firearms. We should all.
Such a shit excuse.
The court said that they don't have.
45 minutes outside of the school and let
That's
21
your
people
government
die
for you.
inside that
Your super
my
efficient government.
Yeah.
My government.
That's our government, our super efficient government here. That's how they run.
Who
Trust
told
the government.
those
I depend on
police?
the damn government. I depend on
Who
my.
told those police they were never allowed to enter the school? Was it the state of Texas? Because there's no federal jurisdiction on police.
I'm just,
Sure, it's the police themselves that said don't go.
Yes, that's my point.
It was
Who
40.
were they hired by?
I'm sure somebody's going to be getting fired. Hopefully, anyway. They better get fired for that shit.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
my point, because it's-
That dude was.
Parents said go in, and they sat outside for 40 fucking minutes. And
Yeah, I wouldn't have listened to no police if I knew that
fourth
something like that was
graders
going
get
on in
shot
the school. I'd have been up in that bitch.
Yeah.
No, they actually refused parents from going into the school.
I wouldn't have listened.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
They would have shot my ass
It's
then.
so fucked up.
If I knew my
They
kid was in there and there was
me too.
an armed person there shoot people, they'd have had to shoot me then. That's all I know.
Police had to
fucking
restrict
cops.
parents from entering the school and wouldn't actually enter the school to stop an active school shooter.
And the parents
until
that
he
had
killed them.
guns on them. Shit, I would have fucking grouped up with the
What are you
parents.
gonna
and
do?
fucking-
Shoot the cops?
Yeah, they're my fucking kids. Fuck those cops.
No, it's okay. So you're going to jail for shooting officers.
As long as my kids are alive.
I don't think you're going to jail.
Shit.
No, you're 100% going to jail for shooting it.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, we're outnumbered enough.
100%.
Bro.
If you live, you're going to jail. If you live,
Hey, if cops can go to jail for killing people, then you'll go to jail for killing cops.
oh no, I didn't say no. That's you got to live through it first, my friend. You're not getting what I'm saying here.
Cops, if you don't kill, cops go to jail
Cops are
for
going to
killing
start
people
moving
on
stuff
right land.
down if we start shooting at them.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
If the parents was shooting, the cops would have shot at them and killed the parents and shit, and it probably would have been an all-out fucking Wild West shit going on there.
Yeah, if a cop, not a cop, if a civilian pulled a gun, it was like, I'm going in, and they were like, you can't go in. They were like, you can't stop me. They would be like, freeze, motherfucker, put your hands on the fucking ground. Like you're denying a direct order dictated by police. They won't do that to the school shooter. They'll let them rampage on for 40 minutes until he kills himself. But they'll do it to a civilian.
Yeah,
And
our
if you think I'm
government's-
wrong, fucking try it, Omnar.
Our
Yeah, I'm not
government's
trying none of.
screwed.
I don't go. I'm not a
If you
criminal.
want to die, try it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not afraid of damn cops. It's more
I'm
or
not
less
afraid
than
of
them.
anything on this planet.
I'm afraid of fucking cops. That's why the government is
No.
the way it is, because people are cowards. Quit being a bitch. They're people. They bleed just like us. It's more of us than them. You gotta have that mindset. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be a civil war
It's,
about now.
okay, so what you're saying is that local police aren't being put to high enough standards to deal with the current epidemic of school shootings.
The cops aren't doing a job. I'm not a bootlicker, and I mean,
No, not liquor either. That's just honestly a thing. Like, you hire local cops in a very small town
yeah.
to be able and be willing to shoot, kill, or die for themselves.
That's what they
And a
put an
cop-
oath
and
to. They set an oath to protect and serve.
They swore an oath to the Constitution, just like I did when I was in the
Well,
Army.
hey,
Obviously, they don't obey that
no,
oath
no,
anymore, though.
No.
You could
Because
die.
protect and serve mean die and wallow.
But they don't protect
Like-
and serve anymore. Well, it depends. Some of
No,
them
they-
do. Some of them don't.
No, and that's the thing is I'm not looking down on all cops.
Yeah, I'm not one that
across
says
the
I'm no
US.
ACAB guy here, but I ain't no
My-
bootlicker either.
No ACAB. My uncle was an undercover narcotics detective for 25
My
years.
wife's an officer.
He cannot be
Yeah.
a narcotics detective because he's done it for 25 years and now he's Now he's a homicide detective off street homicide detective. Because if he was a beat cop or a beat homicide detective, he would probably be identified and they'd kill his whole family. Because he put so many people in jail being an offbeat cop working in the city he worked in. His son is in the sheriff department.
Somebody didn't like our conversation on here. It's like, I see you, Trump ass shit rag. Yeah, your mother should have aborted you.
Where's that at?
That's a Twitch, man.
On Twitch? Oh,
Yeah.
my god.
No Trump
People
supporter.
like that, man.
I'm not
People
a
like
Trump
that.
supporter.
They were talking about you,
Trump.
obviously. They're talking about me. You should hear my music going on. I got that
Oh,
MAGA
yeah.
music. Let's go,
I'm
Brandon.
not.
I mean, Trump is
Okay,
way better than
I'm not-
what we got now.
Oh, God.
I don't agree.
I'm going to die.
I don't agree.
Oh, no.
You don't agree. You trip. Oh my god. Jesus
What's that? What do you mean you don't agree?
Okay.
What do you talk about?
Okay.
What I missed? What I missed?
Russia nuke us. Please nuke us.
No.
Idiot out
Let
of
me.
the country.
Let me. Okay. I said I'm independent. I don't think
Did you
Biden
vote for Biden?
is. No, I didn't vote at all
Okay.
because I voted for Hillary, thinking my vote mattered and thinking I gotta keep this guy out of office.
Why? 'Cause
Wait,
of
so
mean
you had
tweets?
TDS at the time?
Trump, yeah.
No,
It sounds like he still has it today.
No, not at all. Who is the most well-spoken politician we have had?
Obama. In our lifetime, Obama.
Yeah, my point, right? Can we just have someone who's fucking intelligent?
I was tired. Look,
In-
me personally, I was tired of
No,
political
no,
correctness.
Hey, hold on. I don't agree with everything Obama passed. I don't.
I mean, he killed a lot of people too. You
Yeah,
know,
did more than
Middle East.
Bush.
He
Killed more than Bush.
He held the gun.
More than
Yeah,
Bush.
Obama held the gun.
Biden gave the
That
Taliban
killed
fucking
everyone.
tanks and shit. So Biden did worse than what Obama did. He gave the Taliban our fucking equipment.
My point is like even Bush Jr. was like try to shake hands with Stevie Wonder. Like he was not there, right? You could argue we have to go back even further than Bush Sr.
Biden's
That
not
count.
impeached yet.
No, Biden shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah, Kamala's probably worse.
Okay, what evidence?
is-
can-
And then Pelosi's probably even worse than her.
Okay,
We got
hold
dementia.
on. What against Trump, where he denied the fact that he
Russia
could even be
president.
subpoenaed? What are you gonna say that Trump didn't actively deny, subpoena people saying he?
I gotta say,
like,
it's Trump's crackhead son. Oh wait, he didn't have that. It's Biden's son with the Hunter Biden laptop with all the shenanigans between China, Ukraine, and
He
Russia.
just has a cokehead son and a son who barely.
That he's
fucking
also
speaks
in
English.
bed with. They shared a bank account, bro. They have this. They shared bank accounts.
Trump?
No,
You're
Biden and his
Trump?
kid. Talking about
Oh, I'm not saying. Okay.
Hunter
let me put it this
Biden's laptop with.
Are you supporting?
Matter of fact,
okay,
his brother is
Hunter's-
involved too with that stuff. His whole
Hunter's
family's
butter
corrupt.
laptop is fucking. Yeah. Hearsay. You
It's
know
not
what? I don't
hearsay. Did you just say
care.
hearsay?
No.
With a
I
brain,
did, but I
Biden is not all the way there.
corrected myself.
Biden is not all
Ugh.
there in the head at all. He should not be with it.
I'm not saying I didn't vote, like I said, because I voted for
prefer
Hillary.
that
and
shit.
then
My friend-
Biden versus
One of my friends that lived in my basement back when I had before I got married and,
Trump.
and
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna vote for Biden. Actually, I couldn't vote for Biden at that point.
one of my
because
friends who lived in
I
the
wasn't
Mean
registered in
tweets.
I had
no,
I had a-
registered in the state.
I had a
wasn't-
small
I
house.
wasn't registered in the state I lived in.
I had a small house where my friends lived with me, and he was a huge Bernie bro, huge Bernie bro.
He's an independent.
And we talked for a long time, and he said, "Who are you supporting?" Then I was independent, and he was independent at the time. And I said, honestly, I like Trump because of lack of political correctness. I like it a lot. That's personally how I felt. I said, but I know he won't beat Bernie, but he'll definitely beat Hillary. And he's like, "Why are you bringing up Hillary?" I said, look, I followed all these conspiracy theories for a long time, and shit just don't look right.
She is the most
And
villainous woman
And my friend,
political history.
he was pissed when Bernie didn't win the primaries, and he voted for Trump. He voted for Trump. He didn't hate Trump. He didn't have TDS. He liked Bernie a lot, but he wasn't voting for Hillary because
I
we
like
both.
the person. I like the policies. That's what
Yeah.
people keep.
And
forgetting.
after that, he's seen how
If you
corrupt the
like
DNC
the
is.
policies of Trump, how are they going to benefit you now?
Obviously,
Trump
he's not in
didn't-
office, so
Trump didn't win second election. You're
lowest
going to
economy
pay
for people in 60 years.
how much
Gave
money do you make?
money to black colleges.
I make less
he's
now than I did under
community.
Trump. I'll tell you that.
Trump, how much
make
money do you make
more.
here?
I made more on the Trump because everything's high now because of Biden's
Yeah,
ass.
freaking
No,
inflation,
every-
stagflation, everything.
It keeps helping Ukraine. It's another issue. Why gas is too so high.
No, it's because Russia's not an issue.
Biden easily
Hold on.
No, Biden
Easily.
stopped plumbing. He stopped getting oil from our own country.
Henry, on our fucking pause. Why did BP, Shell, all the major gas companies make 70% fucking revenue over the year before by not raising gas prices? Let me ask you a better question.
Do you know that Biden stopped at least 30 different areas from drilling our own oil from our own land, from the Gulf of Mexico, Alaska?
I have a second question. Do not interrupt me. When crude oil reached negative money, why did gas prices go up? When there was a blockade. No. This all has to do with it. This was when Trump was president. You can argue Trump was president.
It was under $2 a gallon when Trump was president. Yes.
Under $2 a gallon. Go fuck yourself. It wasn't where I live.
It was $1. It was like $1.87, 89, or something like that.
$3.50 where I live.
in 2020.
Where did you live? Where it was
No,
$3.50?
you cannot fucking say gas was $1 in New Jersey.
It was $1 like 89 or something, or 99. It was just under $2.
What year?
Trump boosted this economy big time before COVID.
I think it was under
Yes,
under
he did.
Corona though. It was under the pandemic.
He fucking didn't.
It was during COVID too, and gas
Yeah, it
was
was-
still,
No,
$1
he set
or
us
something.
up to fail.
No, he didn't. So what do you think Biden's doing?
I'm not agreeing that Biden is doing
any
good.
better than Trump?
No.
Look, honestly,
I'm saying-
I want DeSantis or Rand Paul up there. I wanted Rand Paul.
Okay.
Before Trump won, I wanted Rand Paul, but I was not a
DeSantis
registered
is
Republican,
close.
so I couldn't vote for him
no,
anyway.
I mean-
Back then,
No,
now I am.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll get overtalked.
As an independent, I'm voting for DeSantis if he runs.
Okay, let me bring you this point. Trump dropped interest rates, right?
Well, the Fed dropped interest rates under Trump, yes.
Yeah. For what demographic?
I don't know. I know I got 1% interest on my tractor, and I got super.
Oh, you don't know the demographic.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't take. I took a small advantage of it because I bought land in West Virginia.
It's
Thank God, under Trump.
consistently gonna grow for the next 6 years until we're at 30%, unless someone overturns it, and the Republicans deny Biden from overturning it.
I think
Federal
this country's
interest
too
rate.
divided, and I think we just need to split up.
I'm not divided. I understand both sides of the argument. What I'm saying is, hey, guess what? If we want to have the best mathematical, scientifical, engineerical's not a word. If we want to have the best science, math, and engineering in this country, why are we paying $250,000? Why are students paying $250,000?
Because the Fed, again, because that was something that they should have never did.
That happened over fucking Obama. And if you, or not Obama, Trump. And if you read the actual consecutives.
No, that stuff's been going on before Obama even. The college
be going on before
the college stuff has
Obama.
been a
But
nightmare a
Trump
long time ago.
made it-
My grandfather almost tricked me into it.
Worse.
My grandfather tried to trick me into that shit.
Tell me that Trump's better when Trump is fucking worse on
My quality of life
interest
was better under Trump so far than under
Trump did
under Biden. I'll tell you that.
No.
And under Obama, they wanted me to get health insurance that I didn't want. They were going to fine me, take money out of my taxes for not getting health insurance that I didn't want. I was saving my money to get my first home, and he was holding me back.
Biden's doing nothing but hurting his country even more.
Okay, but he's denied on all his votes. Don't say that Trump had the best education
Well, he
program.
wasn't perfect at all, but he's better than.
And now,
this fool.
2 years after, and every 2 years later, they're going to increase again and again and again. And under Trump's policy that Biden has not affected. How do you agree that every 2 years are going to get worse for 4 years before Trump runs 4 years later?
It's been
And they
done
go,
when it comes to that.
it needs to be done. Is that what you're saying?
The damage has already been done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to be in a damn recession, so, I mean.
So you agree the
we can
last
do now.
4 years did no benefit to our recession in terms of legislative housing?
I mean, I don't pay
Or
attention to the Fed shit and the student
You don't
loans.
pay attention, but that's my
All I
point.
do is
It's
collect
like,
precious
I
metals
fucking
and
pay attention.
I prepare for this type of shit. So,
I pay attention.
well, it's
Like
good to
you
pay
said,
attention
20,
to prepare.
20,
You can
25%,
have
and
fun,
you
but-
said
but-
before like 25%. Oh, that just have to do with government loans. 25% later doesn't matter, even though we're funding it.
Right now, they keep posting on. They
less
keep
than a
postponing
0.25%.
those college loans, and that interest is still compiling, from what I understand.
No one can pay fucking $400,000 today.
I don't know why people go to college for that.
I don't know why they have houses for
Privilege.
$400,000. People can't pay it.
To pull loans out because the college fucking situation is so unrealistic.
Don't go to college then. I didn't go.
Yeah, don't go to college. You don't
You
go
went to college. You went to college when how much was college worth?
I didn't go. I said don't go. I didn't go. My grandfather tried to get me to go to ITT Tech. I aced the
You're
entrance
right.
exam, and I said they told me the price, and I said I can't afford this.
Nobody should
It's a choice.
ever go to college.
Everybody has choices in life to
Nobody
make.
should ever go to college.
Not the right time to go right,
Right?
now. with everything
Look,
going
first
on.
off, right now you can learn a whole lot of crap off the internet for free, as it is.
Yep.
Sure.
Keep
Sure.
spreading his woke
We
shit
should
in colleges.
never invoke environmental. We should never promote our actual future in technology, tech literature, other than you have to pay for it yourself. And also, you come from a prestigious university, so now you have to pay for.
So you want free college, basically.
No,
Okay.
I want understandable college.
I
Why do
think
you have
I
to
think it's
pay-
with. I don't know
do you
why the
pay
college
a
is so high.
quarter- Why do you have to pay $250,000 to $500,000 to go to college?
You don't.
And you don't. But
My
you
friend's
just
got a
don't.
bachelor's degree in criminal law and justice, and it still cost him $80,000. But again, that was his
And
choice.
Where does he work?
Now he works at the DMV.
Yeah, because only
Go
10%
get
of the graduates
If
get a
you
job.
actually want to work
Which is a waste
in
of
your
time.
degree,
It's a
and
waste.
actually want to work in your
He wanted to be a detective. He wanted to be a
Right.
detective, and they told him it would have been better if he joined the military actually instead of going to college.
right. So
So he applied everywhere he could until he ended up getting a job through a friend at the DMV.
Very cool, very fun.
Yeah, not fun.
How
He
much-
knows. Look, my situation sucked, and I saved a whole lot of money doing what I did, living out of campers in the backyard,
What
living
was
out of a
your
car,
Situation?
saving money. When I got out the Army, I never got any help. To this day, I'm still fighting with the VA. I got no disability.
Why is that not an issue?
It's an issue too, but I'm not freaking making mountains out of molehills. It is what it is. The government screws everybody.
But you're saying
The government is
I
screwing all of us
never-
equally. Pittsburgh housing
government
market is
is
200K.
saying-
Up
No,
Disney sellers market.
what you're saying
Without a
is
piece of paper, you can't get a job paying
I
better
never
than
received
minimum wage.
basic value from the military. So those who advocate for
The military
same,
gave me proper discipline. That's all it gave me, and it helped me make better decisions in my life, for sure.
but
Something
they never provided otherwise. So people, parents who provide what you received in the military are allowed to receive.
and I still didn't go to college.
the
I could have went to
same
college.
thing that you-
I could have went to
Oh,
college
I could have gone to college.
out of the
I just
military.
said fuck college.
My Montgomery GI Bill said I could have went, and I went and looked at what job was there. ITT Tech, I aced the entrance exam and said, nah, this is too expensive, because my Montgomery GI Bill wouldn't cover the whole thing. And I was like, nope, I'm not paying for this.
Yes.
Okay, did your money
Crazy.
go to anywhere else?
No, I never got
Did
that money
your
back that I
money
paid into for the Montgomery GI Bill.
To saying I'll never be part of this program. Go
No, I was
to
an
any
optional
other
program in the military
No,
that you
it's-
funded.
No, let me ask you a question. Did that program ever go to any other program?
What are you talking about? That program go to another? What program? When Montgomery GI Bill in the military, you get X amount, and if you
I'm talking
contribute,
about the
if you contribute to it, you get more money towards college, even more. I contributed money that I
Right.
never got back because I realized, using common sense, that thank God my drill sergeants helped me learn some more stuff that my childhood didn't. I decided it was not my best interest to go to college. It was too expensive.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why
I
you're
don't
starting to see a
disagree
lot
with
more
that,
women
but my
going to
point
college now.
is that, like, I skipped on a term where I was like, hey, applicable to my term, were you
Yeah,
ever
crazy Sith.
compensated?
I muted myself so they can't hear me. In South Jersey, it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market right now too. And unless you
Like 10%
got your
of
CDL
the
before they
college
decided to make that like
graduates
college
actually
now,
get,
because you got to go pay
get
$4
to
grand to
use
get your
their degree.
CDL. You have to go to a
10%.
school to officially get it now. You can't just get it for working for a
that's,
company and getting on-the-job
very
training. Now you have to go to an actual
Excuse me.
CDL school to get your license, which does pay very well.
It's a- Excuse me.
See what's going
I'm
on
back.
on YouTube.
I
Oh,
think
yeah, Temple's still alive.
Do you have specific connections?
I have no connections, my friend. I'm a bastard, poor white trash. That's how I was raised. I have connections now. I know people now that I'm part of the government myself at the lowest weight means possible, because I'm an unpaid government official. I got tired of the system. I voted for myself on a ballot where they had nobody on the Republican side, and guess what? I won a seat.
So you're saying
My vote
You're
counted. My
on the
one singular vote
Republican-
counted. I don't care what people say. Voting does work. It does matter. One vote matters.
Oh yeah.
My brother knows, right?
that was my entire proposition.
I'm a
sorry.
committee member of my township because I voted for myself. One vote. I put my name in every spot because they had nobody on the Republican side at all. Again, I'm a constitutional Republican. The Constitution comes first. I'm not here for party lines. If the things I support Rand Paul more so than any other Republican out there for the most part.
Really?
Rand Paul's the best Republican out there. He has the highest constitutional voting record. If you follow the New American like I do, thenewamerican.com follows all members' voting records and tells you what they rate on a constitutional scale. And it's pretty sad if you look at it.
What's his rating? Like 100?
No, his is in the high 90s thoh, or it's in the
that's
90s. Yeah, nobody's at 100.
It's like 80.
So who's the lowest Republican?
I think it was Jersey's Chris Smith. I think it was. It was.
The lowest one?
It was under 50%
You
too.
think?
Jesus Christ.
I can't. It's been a while since I checked it. I'll have to check it again. I normally check it around voting time.
Yeah.
Heck, right now.
It's always up. It's never down. So they.
I'd be at 100. Shit.
No, I don't
It depends. If you vote for a
disagree,
bill that says something good, then it has something bad in it. Right there, you know. There's. You all right? You all right, Gil?
What do you mean?
I thought I heard a weird sound. Checking up on you, my
Oh no, I have severe hiccups.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like hiccup, and it's like.
What are you drinking
oh,
over there?
fuck.
I heard the pop of the bottle there. What you drinking, my friend? Some wine, some rum.
Ooh.
My pop is my own virtual.
Get off
virtual
that
self.
now.
Cool.
You made your own stuff, huh? Some moonshine.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, a little bit of moonshine.
That sounds awesome.
No, I just mean I try not to, excuse me, engage in central streams. Excuse me. On terms that I, excuse me. I try not to value myself, excuse me, on those, excuse me, because they're seriously misfit. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't claim to know everything. I don't, Gil. I just know what I know what I know, and it definitely ain't everything. And I have feelings about certain things that just won't change, period.
No, you're absolutely, excuse me, absolutely right, and I, excuse me, gave all my opinions.
Most of us have
before-
opinions here, so that's pretty much what we're all talking about was our opinions.
Yep.
No, I gave my opinions before I met Jew brides. I don't want my internal, excuse me, I would not appreciate my opinions being based on my do rights or do decisions on your certain circumstances. Obviously, I deceive do rights, and they're very almost, excuse me,
I need to go get some
identical.
water.
Okay. Crazy Sith says, hold your breath as long as you can, then slowly let it out. It helps me every time I have hiccups.
Yes, I understand. I understand, but I feel like
Merch.
me having hiccup merch.
Know how to do that. Know how to do that.
I'm not even affiliate. Fuck your merch.
Oh no. It's a fresh and fit thing.
Fresh and fit. Oh, hey, boys and girls, I'm fresh and fit on.
Yeah, Roman don't like fresh and fit, but
I'm not a fan of theirs.
yeah.
Sure.
I
My
like
point is,
No start.
excuse me, I
Sometimes it can be.
I'm jealous. He's got some good moonshine over there, man. I gotta wait for my wife to get home before I can get some wine in.
I no.
Gonna have some water. Drinking.
Excuse me.
Yeah, some
You're
wine does
absolutely
sound
right.
good. We'll go to the store real quick and get me a bottle.
What you getting? Getting that Crown Royal?
Oh no, wine. Maybe.
Oh, wine.
I'm
Okay.
drinking- Yeah.
Crown Royal Black's my favorite, but I don't have it often. It's just a little pricey for me. I still live like I'm poor, even though I'm like, you know, upper poverty, lower middle class.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got land, so yeah. you
Yeah, well,
technically
that's why I
middle
still live
class.
that way, though, man. I wouldn't have it if I didn't.
Yeah. Wish land was fucking cheaper, man. Fuck.
Crown Royal, yeah, that's my favorite. Crown Royal Black specifically is my favorite Crazy Sith.
I like the apple one. Yeah.
I know a lot of people who like the apple. I've tried I think not all of them. I've tried the apple, the vanilla, the original.
Yeah.
Contact. What else? They had some mesquite one too, some Texas one they had. That was okay. I'll just keep doing missions. Oh, now she disappeared. Be introduced to a new contact. New contact it is. No, I'm not. Nope. Nope. Find me another contact. Where's? Why? All right, Bane Spider it is. Reuben. A Reuben. Sounds like a sandwich. Oh. Brotherhood. The Brotherhood. Come on.
Yeah, I've been playing 7 Days to Die for like 4 hours, dude. That game's so addictive. It's fun.
I think I'm gonna go with the Brotherhood guys. Done the missions. It's been a while.
But the PC do be struggling a little bit because it needs the RAM.
Are you streaming while you're doing it? Oh yeah, you
No.
only have 8 gigs of RAM. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on your graphics settings too. The higher your graphics are, and the less you need more RAM too. It works
Yeah.
with your graphics card and your RAM because it uses both that memory
Yeah.
and all.
I'll get some ordered pretty soon here.
All right.
Get that the 32 gigabyte. It's like $90. I think. Hope the pricing go up and look.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Back when I was drinking more often, and I cut back, thank goodness, was the Blackheart rum. That's the best, cheapest stuff. You okay, Gil Bombs? He got quiet. Oh, he muted himself. I think he's
Yeah.
trying to cure his hiccups.
Yeah. Okay, yep, it's the same price as $90. Cool beans. Cool
That's good.
beans.
I was looking at RAM the other day. Best Buy had an RX 6600 XT, not an XT, 6600, the regular one, for 300. I was like, man, that was
Holy shoot.
yeah. That's down. It was higher before. Now it's actually down.
Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, I do the same exact thing, right? Like I did with the graphics card for the RAM. Just click it in. Assume it's just, it's going to be way easier to do that.
Yeah, the RAM's going to be way easier than the graphics card. Just make sure you have it, both sides are popped out, and then they click in together. They fit in those little notches that are cut out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we definitely having an interesting conversation here.
Yeah, no, it's good to talk with people, man. Some people just
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do it anymore. They just get angry and name call and everything else. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice to hear somebody else's different perspective. I
Yeah.
can agree and then disagree with certain things, or we can work a ways around it. Myself personally, like, look, I'm against abortion, but as long as my taxes ain't paying for it and somebody else wants to do it, at least the Christian thing is they don't have to follow the same thing you're doing. You're not, according biblically, you're not supposed to force everybody to do what you do, biblically. But that, you want to talk about separation of church and state? That right there is in the Bible, separation of that stuff. You're supposed to turn your cheek from those kind of people, or people who don't want to hear about. Like when they said turn the other cheek, it wasn't about violence. It was about spreading the word of God. If they don't want to hear it, you're not supposed to force it on people. It was never meant that, and that's exactly what happened when I was younger. I turned away from it because of it. So, as I became older and wiser and read it myself, I understood. But being forced to do certain things when I was younger, not a fan of things. I was very rebellious. Young man, kid.
Yeah.
That growing up, in the not so nice parts of town there. I wasn't a fan of the popo or nothing like that.
Yeah, same.
My wife's funny.
YouTube will shut your stream down.
My wife's funny. She'll be driving and she'll see cops and she'll be nervous. I'm like, why are you nervous? I'm telling her. It's like, you got a badge and everything. They'll just let you go. Say what? It's like, no, my coworkers drive like assholes. I was like, yeah, they do. They fly down the road, man, 90 miles per hour. Because they got that damn badge, and that stuff does piss me off. But she don't drive like that. She might drive 5, 10 over at max, which is the same thing I do. When I was younger, I was dumb. I was doing 20 over. I almost lost my damn license a couple times, just from speeding, not from accidents, from speeding.
Yeah. It's hard not to speed.
I was speeding way over. It wasn't minimal. Oh goodness. Wasn't.
Yeah, you got 6 people checking you out today. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss
guess
that?
It's interesting conversations, you know.
Yeah, I was seeing that on Twitch. It's been bouncing up and down. I just, hey, nobody's talking in Odyssey though. Nobody ever does.
They shy. There's some people who just like to listen, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I got the
It's
music
cool.
too, for when there is nothing going on and there's nothing to talk about. So it's not just pure silence and sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, you're over there.
Yeah, I'm having a little barbecue at my cousin's for Memorial weekend.
Nice.
I'm gonna make sure I make those bombers. Well, actually, I may just go there early in the morning and make them there.
My wife's she's working. She could have had off, I think. You can do holiday by request, but
yeah,
I don't know if she could have or not. Actually, right now because they closed one facility down and opened another one. Well, the other one was already open, but they're transferring everybody. But they're not doing it all at once. They're doing it little by little. So I'm not really sure if they would have gave her it off. So she's taking everything, they call it comp time, and you can use it as a time and a half off instead of time and a half pay. And
yeah,
I'll be working, but that's retail. Yeah, I've done that. I've worked several different jobs over the years. I've worked at GameStop. I worked at Walmart. Where else? I worked at Albertsons in Louisiana, which is like an Acme or a ShopRite, or I guess Food Line, depending on where you're at. Know a couple different grocery store names now.
yeah.
Where else I worked? I worked at a lot of different jobs, man. AutoZone.
I worked at Speedway.
Is that like an auto place too?
Queen. No, it's a gas station.
Okay. I worked at
Gas station.
Wawa, which is a gas station. Yeah. I did that. I worked at overnight though.
Yeah.
I did a lot of overnight shops for a long time. Target at
at
9
Amazon.
years. Woo.
Holy you.
You management? You manager, I guess. I hope.
Yeah,
long
I
time
hope
to be.
so.
That's a long time to be the same place. You got to be working your way up the ranks some way. I hope.
Yeah, 100%.
Hell no. I guess you don't want it. Are you retired?
Damn.
It's a part-time job. I don't want to get personal, man. You don't have to answer all these questions. I was actually talking to a guy at Chick-fil-A the other day. He was obviously older than 65. I seen his wedding on, his nice watch, and I was asking him, about Medicaid, Medicare, and he said he had to have supplementary insurance because that stuff doesn't pay for everything because the deductibles are so dang high. He was a nice old man. I gave him a tip. I mean, he was just there to help people out, and because I was asking what was going on, if he was moving, and he didn't intend to move, but he said his daughter wants him to move to her. She's moving to Texas, and it was just a nice story, and that's why he was doing what he was doing, working there.
Yeah. Yeah, people just want to do their own thing and be left alone at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why I'm saying good night, y'all.
Good night, Kill, man. It's been nice hearing back from you again. Hey, man.
Good night. I just wanted a little bit of opinion from your aspect.
Yeah, don't ever be afraid to talk to me, man. I don't hate nobody. Not at all. I'm an open-minded person. I'll talk about darn near anything. You know that. I hope you do.
Oh, I'm the same way. I don't hate people for their own opinion.
Me neither, man.
That's good.
I don't.
That's good. We need more of that in this country.
That's actually the thing is we can disagree. We can agree to disagree.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's
We
how it
can
used to be a
have-
couple years ago. I want to say back in the 90s at least anyway.
Okay. I can agree with that. Back in the 90s, you want to talk about... Yeah, no. There came a point where it did not become kosher, and we pitted Republicans versus Democrats.
I don't know. My stepdad was a union man his whole life, and he had friends of every different race, creed, and culture. Like his boss was Greek,
Hey, so do I, but I'm independent now.
Yeah, well, he was
'Cause I
always voted
cannot
Democrat.
agree with one. No, it's because the right has moved. I don't mean
The right hasn't moved at all. It's the left that keeps moving further left.
Yeah, Elon Musk, that Twitter.
Yeah, even he said that.
No, he's
Yeah.
fully right.
I agreed on that. I'm like, damn, Elon.
He's
Okay.
fully right. I don't agree with that. I think the right has moved further right, and
No.
you can argue that the central has not shifted at all, but the central just has to argue left.
Why do you think the right moved fully right and the left is stayed at the same place? That is no way true. The left has gone way far left than back in the day. That's why a lot of people are voting Republican now.
Okay,
People
let me ask you a question.
walking away. It's called a walk away
How-
party.
How much money do you make? Less than 60K a year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, starting this year plus every 2 years, you're gonna have to pay more on Trump's program.
And then a guy in chat said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah. Yes. He said, hell yeah.
No, you're
I know.
like literally
We
every
average
two-
checks up
We're all upper poverty.
No.
That's what. I think it's
You're-
50K is.
I don't
50K
give a
is
shit.
average.
I
It's
don't
average
fucking
Joe.
care.
Under is
Everyone
middle.
is out for their own agenda. It doesn't matter if you're left or you're right. Everyone's out for their own agenda, right? Trump was the worst.
No.
Every two.
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
Every 2 years.
We must watch
Until
a lot of MSNBC.
20. No. Look at his fucking tax laws. Every single fucking millionaire is gonna have to pay less taxes, and anyone under than $100,000, or not 100,000, I think it's $60,000 or $70,000 a year, has to pay more in taxes every 2 years for the next 10.
I'm so confused on how you think that the right has moved farther right. Even though it's
How
clear,
is that not
it's
further
clear as
right?
day the left has been moving farther left.
Ooh, okay, let me ask you a question. What flags were waving during the insurrection?
Oh God, here you go with this. You actually think that was it?
Oh, here we go with this. But fuck you, honestly.
They let
Fuck
the
you.
people in. They let people in. The
Yeah,
cops
they already
let
had
them
people
in,
get
dude.
acquitted of everything because they
It's
were. They
killing
had video
footage
evidence of them
over.
letting
You
people
watch
in.
a lot of left-leaning stuff.
So
A
those.
lot.
Okay. So
All right, let me
we
read
need
what
to
you got
have
going on. Crazy.
military improvement in schools, as Armnar said. We need to have
No,
two people positioned
Just have
in
to
schools.
go to school and I
from
make enough between life,
the,
kid,
National
for
Guard,
schooling.
But we
No,
cannot
it's
even
putting us in
protect
debt.
our
Good night.
own national
I
government.
hate everyone equally
We're-
joking. Hell yeah.
Republicans
As George Carlin said,
okay,
they should all wear
let me ask
suits
you a
with
question.
logos, lobbyists, and
What
why they're
about
paid off. I 100%
certain
agree with
people
you.
live
100%
tweeting
agree with
programs.
George
What
Carlin. I
about
love this
the
stuff.
the
Now I'm religious. I wasn't
alarms
before when I used to
being
follow him.
disabled?
Don't care. I
How do
still
you
laugh at his
defend
jokes. I still
about
like him.
the
I still like Mel
alarms
Brooks
being
and everything else
disabled?
out there. I don't let
By the
none of this
way.
stuff divide me, man.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, just like
How do
NASCAR.
you-
They should
how
wear
do
all the
you,
stuff that
how do you
they're getting
defend that?
donations from. I 100% agree with that.
Well,
Did the left? Oh yeah, that's right. The left, 2 hours before,
burning
went and
down the
disabled
country
all
on
the
2020.
alarms in the
They-
entire in all of.
Not once you mentioned
Congress.
what the left did in 2020. They literally burned down the cities and shit. Antifa left.
Whoa,
All of them.
Antifa.
They all
Who's
left.
Antifa? Has anyone
The
ever
organization
claimed
that dresses up in
Antifa?
all black and
Okay,
fucking-
okay. Did Antifa
Oh, you're a
ever
denial,
fucking
man.
Target
I don't know.
They have a
He is-
flag and everything. They
President of the
exist, my friend.
fucking United States.
He has
Did
a
the-
lot more
Did
of a left
Antifa
is
ever
less
march
leaning.
on Congress with the absolute goal to hang?
They threw
Roger,
Molotov
you
cocktails
can-
at police stations, my
Hey,
friend, over in Portland,
Can
Oregon.
you tell me the Second
They're
Amendment?
burning down
what
police
that
stations and
says?
stuff.
You're arguing Portland,
We can
Oregon
do that.
over the capital of the
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
entire U.S.
Legally,
Congress.
Yes, we can do that.
Our taxes
It's,
paid for that. That's our capital.
No,
Yes.
you can.
And it's in
yeah,
the Constitution.
I paid for it.
it's in the Second Amendment too. A tyrannical government, and they're tyrannical right now, and we can do that at any point if we all group up and do it.
So you can just kill anybody who lives based on the
If
second.
we think is a tyrannical government going on? Yes, it's in the
You
Second Amendment.
You think right now we have a tyrannical government?
Yes,
Driven by who?
100%.
Driven by who?
But mainly the left.
Who is the left?
Democrats. Far left.
So
not
every
Democrats.
Democrat is evil.
Leaning Democrats.
Every Democrat is evil.
I'm gonna let them go at it. I'm not.
Why?
Guns
No,
and shit.
what you're saying is
First Amendment rights.
everybody
people.
who is not left-leaning is tyrannical.
The far left
and they
is
deserve to
tyrannical,
die.
though. I agree
Is
with
that
that
what you're
part.
saying?
They deserve to die. They deserve to get put out of office. You don't have to kill someone to take them out of
No,
office.
but
you
they
know?
wanted to hang Mike Pence. Do you think Mike Pence is left-leaning?
I mean,
Do
technically,
you think he's a Democrat? So you
Mike
think
Pence-
Mike Pence
is a
should have been
Republican.
hung
But
on January 6th?
people thought that the election was rigged, which is, a lot of evidence that something was going on. I'm not going to talk about it on
political
Roman strain.
party?
That's not gonna-
Okay. What people were advised on attacking an actual government building?
Doesn't matter. The government, we are the people. We are the people. The government don't run us. We run this shit, not them. The people. I'm not going to be
You
controlled
are-
by no government. It's not going to happen. I believe in we the
Okay,
people.
let me ask you a question.
Government tell us what to do.
When you advise for 30% of the country, but not actually, do you think 90% of the country would have attacked that part, and actually 90% of the country
And even
Good,
really
yeah.
attack.
Well, I've
no,
got
no,
to be careful.
Let me rephrase that. More than
I'll be getting
60%
off.
would have been okay with you hanging.
I'll be getting off
the
in a
vice
couple minutes,
president.
guys. Just letting y'all know.
Okay.
Amnar, I respect you. I honestly, Henry is bringing some arguments that I don't respect.
Yeah.
I'm not
Respect
saying it's
him.
because you guys are debating or anything. My wife gets home and gets done work at 10, and I'm there for my
Amnar,
wife.
I usually respect your arguments, but Henry, I cannot respect.
On you don't have to respect my arguments, but I don't
I'm not
respect your
saying
arguments,
I
my guy.
do not
Come on,
respect you as
Okay.
a person. I 100%.
That's why I think this country just needs to divide and
We
become its
can
own
have civil
country.
discourse.
Honestly, because I don't think there's going to be no.
What you're saying
civil
is that
discourse.
Amnar said he believes in its own states advising their own constitution. What you're saying is that
Yeah.
100% of things have to abide by 100% of things, and I don't agree with that.
When it
If
comes
the
to
American people decide, then one state can override another because those states override another, and they are allowed to attack based on
Let
the
me leave
American
the
Constitution.
the
Don't
two
say
I gotta get
no.
more
is what the
reporters.
2A says. So
How is that not
unless you want to get rid of the 2A, which is not going to happen.
Second
No.
Amendment? Yeah, every person has the right to guns, but when was
It's
that
not just the
law
right to
written?
guns; it's the right to
The same with all the other
It's a
Constitution
tyrannical
amendments were
government.
all added. They were all added around the exact same time. Well, not all of them. Some of them got added. I think it was when they hit the teens is when some of them got added on later on.
It was the first 10, and the Second Amendment was in there.
Yep,
The Second
obviously.
Do you
Amendment
believe-
protects all the
Do you
other
believe
amendments.
an individual has a right to privacy with their own weapons?
Yeah, they should have a right to have their own weapons in their car at all
How
times, as
do
far as I'm
people
concerned.
not have the individual privacy to do whatever they want with their body?
Yeah, as long as my taxes ain't paying for it, I've already told you how I feel about that. As long as my taxes
I
aren't.
believe Amnar, I know.
All right,
I
that's,
believe that.
I don't
I
support
agree
it.
with
I'm
that.
never going to say I support it, but I will say,
Ridiculous.
as long as my money is not helping them commit atrocities, then they could do what they want to themselves. I also don't want my taxes paying for Narcan. I've been adamant about that. I don't care what
No, you
I say legalize all drugs. Like, I'm partially libertarian on a lot of stuff. Legalize all drugs. Let problems sort themselves out. I don't want my taxes paying for none of that other stuff.
People.
I mean, that way people will. The people who will recreationally do stuff will enjoy it and be able to live their lives and be happy. And they'll move to states that will have meaningful regulations that aren't too severe. Versus you have states that are now picking extremes on the left and right, and it's crazy. Like you're saying about the whole Oklahoma thing. It's going to get worse if people don't start working together and having logical and peaceful
Amnar?
conversations.
Omnar,
That's the problem, man. I don't think that's gonna happen.
30 states, Texas including, where, okay, let's look at the Texas law. If you are aware that someone could be having an abortion, like politics aside, right, of whether an
Look at all
abortion
mine.
is wrong or right,
Oh, the name.
if you are aware,
Abortion is
certain
Look at
people-
some and more.
okay.
Look at all.
No, and I'm not saying whether it's wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying abortion is right or wrong. I'm just saying in
Look
Texas,
at the swarm. The
you have
robots
this
everywhere.
$10,000 fee per person if you ever know someone is having an abortion.
Can you
There is
tell?
no-
I think that law says that you can report them in and telling them and shit and arrest
No,
them.
yeah. Okay, right? What about rape? Is there a $10,000 fee for reporting rape?
That's less than 1% of the abortions, though. It's not even close to
I
1%.
mean, rape's already
Okay,
illegal too.
look at the fucking.
And rape
Okay.
is illegal.
No, it's-
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Rape is abortion, or rape is illegal. So is fucking abortion now. So what you're saying is people can rape and not
It's
be catastrophic.
Look, it's illegal. It's illegal to have certain guns in Chicago, and people still getting guns over there.
You can. Okay, hold on. You're taking the piss out of my argument. My point is that you have an abortion based on rape. You get a $10,000 fine for not reporting the abortion because your
Now that's within their state, correct?
Family member was raped.
You can leave the state and go get one.
No.
Yes.
Okay, but you reported
Oh my God, you can't leave the state
$10,000
now.
for leaving the state.
You can go there now.
New Jersey has an exit tax. You get fined for leaving the state of New
this
Jersey.
doesn't have to do with fucking New Jersey. I'm talking about Texas.
Yeah,
Texas
well,
just passed
different states have different laws. I don't want to have it be taxed for leaving this state because they want to tax me like
you're
that.
Literally obligated. You're going to be taxed $10,000 for any single person who is aware of the fact that you had an abortion. But nobody is obligated to the fact that you raped somebody. How is that not wrong?
It's very wrong when women lie about rape too, and men get locked up for 20 plus years of their life. There's several stories about that.
That is a fucking straw man argument.
That's not
and I
straw man.
don't-
Those are factual. That
No,
look up
no,
all
no,
the
no.
dudes that have gotten out afterwards that had spent decades of their life in prison. Those stories have
Okay.
happened.
Okay, straw man. You know what a straw man argument is?
I understand what straw man is. Yes, I've
Okay,
had it used against me, and I now use it myself because it's
I'm
what's
not saying you are
No, rape is
wrong.
ways to
I'm-
prevent that too. by the way.
No. I'm not saying you are wrong.
Having a
But
gun.
what I just said is women are raped, and there's no advocacy. There's no.
actually some of the
There is
laws
no
that pass some of those
reward.
states that
There
are
is
that
no
are
reward to reporting a rapist.
some
but
of them
there's a
states did say the exception of
reward
incest and
for
rape are
reporting-
there for abortion still. A lot of them states actually still say that.
Some states, I pointed at Texas law. Texas law states, as soon as Roe v. Wade is overturned, or actually not even, if you report
Share the link in my Discord so I can read this myself. The
I
actual
was going
thing.
to pass something
my
similar to
point
what
is that
on.
if you don't fucking report a rapist, if you report a rapist, you get zero incentive, right? Other than your feel good. If you report someone who's supporting terminating a pregnancy, no matter what term, I shouldn't say no matter what term, no matter a certain period of term, not plan B. Unlike Oklahoma, where Plan B is not going to be allowed because conception is birth. And regardless if you believe that or not, it's not scientifically proven. And you can have your own beliefs. And this is a widely argued scientific belief. There is no actual scientific conception which pregnancy is viable. Everyone has their own opinion. I think after brain activity, it shouldn't be allowed. I don't think about heart. I think about life and death. And just so you know,
He
brain
now has the
activity
Allspark.
is about the same
The
week
evil
as
robot
heart
is
activity.
finished. He's
So
found his way
I'm
to
not
multiply
advocating for people
with the nanites everywhere.
having
Ah.
third-term pregnancies or anything, but it's the or
Okay.
in certain situations where you're raped, you're not allowed to actually have an abortion. You are forced to have the child of a rapist. Is that fair? Do you physically?
I haven't
as
heard.
well
I
if
haven't
you
heard a
want to
single
abort.
one of them that said that yet.
Fucking child.
I know what
There
you
is
just said.
fucking
I'm,
child.
Childs that grow up just fine.
Yeah,
Okay, they
what-
grew up just fine, but what if you're fucking 14?
people get pregnant at 14 and it's not rape too. My mom had me at 16.
14.
My mom had me at
15.
16 years old.
So just saying you're raped by your uncle means you have to carry.
Again, most of the
your
states
uncle's child at
allow
14?
abortions from incest and rape. So that's
no,
it.
that's the thing is, there's like 5 to 6 states now that are denying it. Idaho is one of them. Oklahoma is denying even if the mother dies that you have to have this child. There's no clear-cut law.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
any of them that aren't
yeah.
allowing that yet myself.
Okay,
But
okay,
again,
hold
share
on,
the
hold
link
on.
so I can read what you're
Pause.
seeing.
Pause. When do you think it all depends on, you're saying kill a child. When do you think actually a child is born? Is it at
It's grown
conception?
into a human being. It doesn't matter. It's still grown and becoming a human being.
No.
A human
When
being.
do you
Okay, we
believe-
can stop. Let's
when
stop
you-
protecting illegal. Let's stop protecting endangered species eggs. I mean, it's not abortion if you're killing an egg. They're not. It's not an eagle. It's not this. It's not that.
You're arguing a way different
You see that
fucking
slippery slope?
program.
Yeah, but that's the point of
What you
everything.
just
It's all a
did, man.
slippery
I saw
slope.
that.
All this
Yeah, I
gun
saw
control is
that.
slippery
No.
slope. All of
Yeah.
it leads down to that.
No, you guys are arguing a way different fucking program. What I'm saying is, if you get raped,
I think that.
And
New York
again, we've
is
stated this.
Birmingham is
At least from
still
everything
bad.
I've
I
seen,
don't-
they
don't
allow
live in New York
abortions
anymore.
from rape and they allow
Yeah,
abortions
but your
from
politics
incest.
is still the same.
Every
and you went to
state
the
that's
red states.
been
In
against
New
abortion
York?
still allows it.
No. Idaho doesn't allow. Idaho has actually, thank God, they denied the Trump empowered governor because she was about to make it illegal for anybody incest, raped, or terminal.
Well, people
a
could always go
child.
to the blue states and live there. You know. It's
Idaho
that.
is not a blue state.
That's
Okay,
not
well, you can
what
move back to New
he-
York.
Henry
if you
just
don't
said you
agree
can
with
move
the
to-
policy.
No.
move to New Jersey,
no.
where they're going to make it mandatory for the taxpayer to pay for people's abortion.
That's no. I didn't.
Yeah.
Agree.
See?
You guys are not agreeing with it.
Illinois.
What I said beforehand. I agreed that abortion shouldn't be. Look, Omnar, did I say that New Jersey should be allowed to pay for every
No,
abortion?
you
I
didn't.
just said-
You didn't support that. No, I know. I'm just saying. I was
No,
saying to
I
support
didn't-
Henry that you could
I
move to
didn't
blue
agree
states or
for
move to red
any
states,
point
depending.
of it. All I said is saying Planned Parenthood is only for abortions is fucking horseshit.
Just like saying the Patriot Act it was for patriots. It wasn't.
Exactly. I don't agree with either. Like I said, I'm a traditional Republican. I believe in small
I don't know about that.
federal government. You can believe whatever the fuck you want, dude. I don't have to turn you to my side. I'm not here to advocate you to agree with what I agree with. That's not the point I'm here. I was here to ask Omnar questions about the current thing in Texas, and now we're here.
That's what always
I-
happens whenever I get.
I joined the conversation to ask whether he agreed.
I will be muting
with-
myself shortly. I expect a phone call in about 10 minutes. Just letting you guys
Okay.
know.
From me? Or
No,
from
from
both of us?
my wife. No, I'm going to be muting myself.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me rephrase. My
What
only
are these
question
things?
is the mental health check that failed in Texas represent the fact that we should abolish mental health checks or enforce them? Do we think that the absolute proprietary of of certain shootings should be replicated in schools, or is it the media representing them?
The
Or
media is obviously.
is it the fact? Oh, and
Yeah,
I agree with that.
it gives them the name
110%.
and everything,
Like,
make them
yeah,
famous.
in the media.
Media's
Yeah,
making
yeah,
it worse
exactly.
for sure.
I've said this since
Yeah.
way before Sandy Hook. Or my other point is that is mental health not that important, or should Texas deny it for a fourth time for people to receive mental health for zero cost? Do you think that mental health should be a cost and that we should sacrifice children for mental health? And I don't mean that in a general
I don't
aspect,
believe
mean
people
that
are
in a
guilty
very,
until proven
very,
innocent.
very rare aspect. Sure. No, that's
Like
part
the
of
red flag shit, they
Constitution.
don't got due process.
No,
and that's what I'm agree
no
on
due
the red
process.
flag laws.
Innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah, I don't believe people are
If
guilty
they
until
make
proven
the red
innocent.
flag
That's
laws
for
illegal,
sure.
they don't
Are
get
you
the due
gonna lie?
process.
Okay, but what about lying? You're 18 years old. Do you have
Look at
any
Biden's
internal
son.
harm?
Biden's son lied on
No.
his gun affidavit when he went to go to pass his NICS check, saying he wasn't on drugs. When he later on admitted on TV he was on drugs, and nothing's ever happened to Hunter Biden. Nothing.
Yeah,
So
of course. Of course.
Whose fault is that? Is
Again,
that the American people's fault? Is that parental fault, or is that
it's the government's fault. Just like passing her.
government?
The government
so
has
you
failed at
agree
governing. That's what it's been doing recently. A lot more. Matter of fact,
Been doing
probably
it
my
for
entire
decades,
childhood, my
dude.
entire life, it's been failing at being a good government.
Hell yeah.
Okay, here
This
is
country
my
is slowly
question.
declining
And
right
more
now.
money ain't gonna fix the problem, my friend. More money to the
And
government
more
won't fix it.
government is not gonna fix it either.
No, I don't care. I don't care. What is the solution? Come up with me for a good solution.
We
How about
start
you?
small, and the states let the
We
states start
have
small.
a
Let cities
solution.
manage cities. Let counties, let townships manage townships. And then if a good idea is good enough and spreads, everybody will accept it. You can't mandate people to accept somebody's idea because, like we are, when we disagree with something so adamantly, we're going to start raising our voices
No.
or something.
No,
You-
I don't mean to raise. Okay.
it's going to be a slow, long process. Look, it's going to be a slow, long process for everybody
we
to
just
accept
have to
something.
let thousands of children die in the process of
I mean,
school
that's what
shootings.
abortion's allowing too. It's allowing millions
Yeah,
of children to die.
basically.
When
Yeah.
I
Basically.
disagree with you guys.
I mean, you
on
can
one-
disagree, but it's fact. You may disagree, but that
no,
doesn't
no,
mean it's
okay.
not true.
When
It is.
is okay? When can you claim a health
As your
insurance
seed
policy?
goes inside.
When can you claim a health insurance policy on a fetus? If you have
Somebody can get double homicide for killing a pregnant woman. You know that, right?
okay, but I'm not arguing that point. You're just offering me a straw man argument where it's just not straw man. I'm sorry.
If the
That's not the
insurance
right term.
company will cover it, then you
If
can
the
claim it. But
insurance-
it's up
okay,
to you're
but-
going by capitalist standards here on what the company will cover or not. They also don't cover you won't get life insurance from your spouse if your spouse deletes themselves because they don't cover stuff like it. Depends on the insurance company. You have to read all the fine print, just
Okay,
like Twitch's
okay.
terms of service and YouTube's. I don't know what they are. I've never read them.
Well,
Okay,
YouTube is
so-
the.
So the
can't talk
federal
about,
government.
the election.
Okay, let me.
Well, that's a
rephrase
business
it.
that does the health insurance, not the federal
It's-
government.
Okay, so no business insurance recognizes anything not actually physical. I
mean, people
no matter
buried
whether
their-
you work for the state government, federal government, you cannot turn out a life insurance policy at conception. If that's an actual viable human being, why can you not do that? If a miscarriage,
People in the
miscarriage
left don't think it's a human
happens,
being.
if everyone considers it a human being, if it's an actual human being and you're not allowed to terminate it, why can it not be provided on health insurance, medical insurance, anything? Why can you be
Pretty sure that
pregnant
in
and
Actually,
not
what-
receive,
case to come in.
receive
Maybe that'll
medical insurance for having that child?
maybe
I've
that'll
never
change
tried, so I
once the
wouldn't know.
thing comes in.
No, you've never tried.
We've never
but
had
my
kids, me and my
point is
wife,
it's
so.
not- we're arguing. You've never had to terminate a child you've been pregnant with because you've never been you've never been pregnant.
Neither is my wife.
You okay? Great.
We make good
Okay.
decisions. I don't know what to tell you.
Will never be pregnant in your life. Why do you get to make the decision?
I mean, it takes two to tango, my
It
guy.
takes two to tango. Yeah, I'm about to say the same
Does
thing.
take two to tango, but you. are
Okay,
not
if
in
you
control.
agree that it's all a
It's
woman's
just like
choice, then if a man
yeah.
decides he doesn't want a kid and a woman wants to keep
Let
it,
me
he shouldn't have to pay
let-
child support then. I agree with that 100% then.
Yeah, I do too.
Let me ask you a question.
It's equally.
If you conceive a pregnancy with somebody and they decide to terminate it, and as a male you don't want to, do you have the right to sue them for terminating their pregnancy?
It should be alright actually to sue him.
If,
Yeah.
if a man has to pay child support whether he wants to or not, then
No, I'm not talking about child support. I'm talking about.
I'm trying to
if
tell
a
you, I'm
woman
trying to set up an argument where it
decides-
works both ways. That's all I'm saying. It's a two-way
I'm sorry,
street.
Henry said
It's a two-way
something
street.
Totally different.
I'm saying it's a
If
two-way
you
street.
don't agree with, that's why you get mad, like
have to
any
pay
of the leftists do.
Right now, it's a
No, I'm not-
one-sided way.
I'm
It's not a
upset
two-way
because
street.
You think you have more rights than a woman does.
I never
When
said
we
that.
have-
I've never said that either.
My mouth.
No, Henry said you have the right,
Talks people like you all the time about this exact same thing. on
like
Xbox.
me all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's why I keep
generalizing.
getting the leftist vibe from you, because I talk to people just like this, just like you.
Why am I leftist? For
Now,
acknowledging
it's-
women have
whatnot.
more rights than men in certain aspects?
It shouldn't be like that. It should be about equality, right? Hmm.
No.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's revoke the 19th Amendment then. How about that? Since they got the rights to do what they want with
What amendment was that?
babies and shit.
What amendment?
The 19th one. Just repealed, the right to vote, the women's right to vote. Since you think that they should have more rights, I said let's make it equal then. They got the right.
No,
right
no,
to-
no, 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 no. The 19th Amendment is not what is. You're misspoken, my guy. And the 19th Amendment
Women
is
should not have more
No, no,
rights than
no, no.
us.
No. But should they have equal rights to do with their body what they choose?
It's not part of the body. It's his own body. She's just
Whose body?
an incubator. That's all she's doing. It's been a
She
thing
is
since the dawn
just
of human.
an incubator. Did you realize what you just said?
The Constitution. What's that 14th Amendment about life and prosperity and shit like that? I think Clarence Thomas
You
is doing
said a woman is just an incubator for a mistake. For someone, she got raped and now she's just an
Why do you keep
incubator.
bringing up the rape
That
cases?
is
It's not even 1%
because-
abortions.
5 or
Majority does not make the
There's
majority, dude.
multiple states which are overturning this. And what I originally
Just killing
brought
someone.
this up to, and Omnar changed the conversation, I said, is the right to privacy. That's what I originally brought this
And
up with.
I said,
I
with the right to
never
private. Look,
brought abortion into this conversation. I said the right to privacy is starting to be overturned. I never
I'm
mentioned
concerned.
Griswold
Look, that,
versus
a lot of
Connecticut.
people don't know that.
I never mentioned-
Gil obviously
I never
knows
mentioned
something. A lot of people don't know about the right to
I
privacy
never
is kind of
mentioned
tied to Roe versus Wade to a degree.
Anything where the right to privacy is the actual thing being threatened, because there's already states who want to overturn the right for married couples to have contraceptive, or individuals to have contraceptive without being married. That's so fucked up. That was the original prospect. I never mentioned Roe v. Wade. Omnar mentioned Roe v. Wade.
All right, guys. I'm
mentioned-
expecting a phone call any
I'm
minute,
sorry.
so I'm muting myself.
I'm sorry.
Have,
Omnar,
have a good night, guys.
You have to agree with me.
All right, Roman.
All right, Omnar. I never actually originally
Good night, everyone.
mentioned
I appreciate y'all coming in.
the
Hope you all enjoyed
Roe
the
v. Wade
conversation.
argument.
On the phone.
I know I'm not
I
everybody's
only-
cup
no,
of tea
I know
here.
Omnar's on the phone, but all I
But
originally mentioned
have a good
was the
night.
right to
Have fun.
privacy.
Stay positive, and we can all work together
That's
peacefully.
all I mentioned.
All right.
I didn't want to bring up this on his stream. I didn't want to talk about Roe v. Wade on his stream.